about 5 minutes, or maybe just kind of shut off the member stream a little bit earlier than I do. But either way, that's where I am now. We always do the member stream just before the NXT stream, and it normally just overruns a little bit. So, yeah, I hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's had a good day. Let's have a look, shall we, at the NXT preview. We've got some okay stuff tonight. I mean, obviously, we're coming off the back of Heatwave. I thought Heatwave was solid. I think it was a really enjoyable, really solid show. It's not the kind of show that I think you can really be too down on. I understand if people are a little down on it because of there not being really too much that was mind-blowing or, you know, that kind of significant. Obviously, Jacy losing the title, I think, was the most significant. Then I would say the new tag champs would be the next most significant thing. Then probably Javon just falling short and Ricky Saints stepping up to Oba. I'd say that's probably next. Then maybe you would go with Blake getting the win over Jordan. And then maybe, you know, Lola winning might be near the bottom of the pile. She's just number one contender for Jacy. So, I mean, look, it's wrong to sort of suggest or think that nothing really happens. Things definitely happens. But I can understand as well that there was no big shocks, nothing mind-blowing. People may be looking for something a little bit more. But, yeah, I liked it all the same. I thought it was a fun show, easy to watch, and it's always nice to have wrestling on the weekend. So the question is, where does that leave us now? Where are we now? Where are we? Where the hell are we? That's the question. So this is where we are, right, as we go into NXT this Tuesday. So we've got Lola Vice teaming up with Sol Ruca, taking on Zaria. Oh, hang on. Lola Vice, Sol Ruca, and Zaria to take on Fatal Influence. I don't know why they write it that way. Why don't they just do Lola Vice, comma, Sol Ruca, comma, Zaria versus Fatal Influence? Kalani battles Blake. Just put verses, you boomers. So anyway, Lola, Sol Ruca, Zaria take on Fatal Influence. Kalani battles Blake Monroe. Wren must find a partner to take on Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame. Lexis King and Myles Borne clash in a blindfold match. I don't know that I've ever noticed that they don't put verses. But anyway, yeah, that'll be interesting. And it's funny, actually, because we've been seeing images of them doing blindfold matches on NXT house shows, which makes me think this should be okay. I think that this is where house shows really come through, because you can do a match, you can work out the kinks, and then, of course, that means when it goes onto TV, it's going to look pretty good. Like, this is not the first time. This is going to be the third time, I think, they've done this match. So, you know, the first time it might be like, oh, that bit just drags a little bit. You need to shorten that. Second time, yeah, okay, that feels good. Maybe just tweak this bit, but yeah, no, that feels good. And now by the time we're seeing it on TV, it should be decent, honestly. Should be good. They should have all the kinks pretty much worked out. So that's the advantage of doing these live events. It means that they can make sure these matches are not just dumpster fires. So I actually think, even though that's got great potential to be a massive dumpster fire, you know, because it's basically two people in hoods going like this, right? I mean, obviously they will have watched Jake and Rick Martel. And, you know, there was some good stuff in that where Jake's, like, pointing and the crowd are cheering as he's kind of pointing. And the crowd let him know, like, if, like, no, don't go that way. Do I go that way? Yeah. Okay, take a few steps forwards. You know, I mean, there's going to be a bit of that in there, right? But I don't know. I mean, because we've not done many of these matches, and there's really not many in the history of wrestling, full stop, then you have got so much opportunity to do some different things and new things. I would like to see some innovation in there. I'd like to see something interesting in there. This is an opportunity, I think, for them to do something which could kind of really stand out. Could be like, oh, I really enjoyed that, you know. They did a blindfold match. It was so clever. Like, they did this, they did that. I don't know what they'll do, but, you know, let's see. Let's find out. I'm quite excited to see it. Hopefully it's not just going to be basic. hopefully it's not just going to be basically like a retelling of Jake and Rip Martel. They've got the ability to do a remix here, you know. Sometimes bands do cover songs and they sound exactly the same, and that's okay, you know. But it's always better, I think, if they put a little bit of a different edge on things, you know. So let's see what they can do with their telling of the blindfold match. Wren Sinclair and a partner. You're thinking, I'm sure we're all thinking Kendall Gray against Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame of the Culling. Kalani, Blake Monroe will be a decent match. Be good to see Blake Monroe back in action again. I thought her match with Jordan was okay. I thought it did not overwhelm, but didn't underwhelm either. It might have been the weakest match on the card, but it was still more than acceptable. And actually, like, there was a stretch muffler suplex that really stuck with me. I really enjoyed. Some lovely moves, actually, that we're seeing at the moment. Some just bits that I'm enjoying. Seeing that stretch muffler where she gets her leg wrapped around the head and then went into a suplex. I like seeing things like that you don't really see very often. I mean, we watch so much wrestling that, like, trying to find things that stand out is obviously, you know, you can get a bit of joy out of that. I'm not going to say 2025, but I think sometimes when you're going through a bit of a period where you're watching a lot of shows that are maybe not, you know, blowing your mind, you do have to sort of dig in to find bits that kind of really do grab you. I mean, watching a show because someone did a stretch muffler suplex is pretty mental, right? I mean, you've really got to be a wrestling fan to care about that kind of level of detail. But that is also where you can find some enjoyment, to be honest, when you've seen so much wrestling and you see so many matches and you just see the same moves and a lot of the same moveset. Like, when you do get something different, it can sort of stand out and make you go, oh my god, that looked great. So yeah, I'm kind of looking tonight to see if there's anything like that, which is why I'm excited for the blindfold match, because we don't see blindfold matches, so they've got an opportunity to, you know, do something here. So this is where we are right now, and obviously we're building some big shows coming up. They've announced loads of shows for NXT. NXT's got loads of shows that have been announced, so lots of stuff on the way. And of course, Homecoming. So excited. Homecoming. We're going home, kids. We're going back to Full Sail. It's going to be so good. I mean, I hope that they get lots of those legends. And one of the questions has been, who do we want to see? And, you know, for me, I'm hoping that we get people like Paige. I'm hoping that we get people like the Vaudevillains. You know, I'll take anyone that was really from NXT's history. I'll take Blue Pants. Oh, my God. Leva Bates, I think, isn't available. She's not doing the librarian gimmick in AEW anymore. So let's have Blue Pants come back. But, you know, like, as I said, Cassius Ohno, William Regal is a must. William Regal is a must. And I'd imagine Triple H should be a must as well. But I'd be more excited by people. Give me Bull Dempsey. You know, give me people that we just have not seen in years and years and years. Give me the Ascension. Oh, give me the Ascension. I'll definitely take them. Give me the Hype Bros. Yeah, give me the Hype Bros. So yeah, there's lots of people that we could potentially bring in for when we go home. I'm looking forward to that. Dean said, I'm looking forward to tonight's show. I cannot wait. To be honest, I am down for Clash. The only downer at Heatwave was Mid-State, said Robbie. Yeah, I thought they were okay. I understand that they're not. There's not really much that grabs you about them. There's not really much that stands out. They do feel very underdeveloped. I mean, I think Saquon is special. Saquon is undeniably the leader, undeniably got the most charisma. You know, he feels like the Enzo of that group, right? And he can talk, and I want to watch him work. I feel like there's just great potential with Saquon. Osiris just strikes me as like a football player that's just sort of learning how to wrestle and trying to, do his best. I think the best two are Dion Lennox and Saquon. Then I think you've got Osiris. And then I think Brandon Cutler doesn't fit. And I think they know he doesn't fit. And they're making fun of the fact he doesn't fit. And that's where we are with Dark State. So as a group, they do feel very underdeveloped. We need to kind of dig in. I'd like to learn more about Osiris. I think we could build Cyrus up a lot more. We need character development for Osiris. We need character development for Dion as well. Saquon, I think, is okay. I've mentally got him as the leader. But, what's Dion's role? I think I would make him the strategist. I think I'd have him running the plays. I mean, do you remember he was, reading books and he was wearing glasses? They did a gimmick with him where he would wear glasses and he'd be nice and calm, and then he'd take his glasses off and he'd be like, really mean. That was before Dark State, well before Dark State came along. And I think I'd lean into him being, I would tie into that kind of him being a book reader, being a bit of a nerd, but I'd have him being the strategist. I'd have him running the plays. I'd have him being the brains of the operation. Saquon's the mouth. Dion's the brains. Osiris is the muscle, and that's your group. And Cutler's the outsider. I mean, dig into those characters more, and I think you will get somewhere, to be honest. I think the group can get somewhere because there's very clear roles for each of them in the group. Whether Cutler stays, I have no idea. But I think there's potential there, but you just got to flesh them out. My favourite blindfold match, Jamie Noble against Nydia, says Robbie. Robbie, shout out to you. First 48 Gaming said Dark State are boring. It's just another Shields. Shield-ish, yes. But, I mean, the Shield is 13 years ago. I mean, they broke up in 2014. That was 11 years ago. So, I mean, I'm not down on them doing another Shield kind of faction. Obviously, you don't want to get too similar. Obviously, you don't want to be just a complete copy. But, yeah, I don't mind them, honestly. I think, if you can just give them a little point of difference, find a way of just kind of making them not completely the same thing. But it's been a while since we've done the Shields. I mean, if it had been 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, then I'd be yeah, too soon. But we're going all the way back to 2012, 2014 when the Shield were around. So I'm all right with it. I'm all right with it. But I do agree. Let's not just do a complete carbon copy. William said, I was banned. Well, it's about time. I thought someone was going to do it eventually. Curtis said, hello, everyone. I just came back from an awesome house show. We had Joe Hendry in a match against The Miz, and even Drew McIntyre was in a match. What a night, said Curtis. Curtis, shout out to you. That Manchester. I think I saw that Joe Hendry was at the show tonight, so yeah, shout out to you, buds. Glad to hear you had a good time. Kyle said, do we think WWE will do a PLE in Ireland next year? I don't think so. They could, but they have not done a PLE in Ireland yet. So for it to be next year might seem a bit unlikely. I mean, there's every chance that Ireland gets another Raw or SmackDown next year. But I don't know that they're going to get a PLE. I think if you're going to do a PLE, Ireland would probably have to put some money up. I mean, I think certainly with the big shows, you have to put money up. But I think they're kind of getting booking fees for the B shows as well now. So I think even if you want any PLE, there's got to be, some sort of financial benefit for WWE. So I don't know if Ireland is willing to do that. I'm not sure. I mean, it's quite hard to get PLEs. But they do like doing them in Europe. Obviously, they've done France, and they've done Germany, and they've done Scotland and Wales and the UK, like England. So, yeah, I mean, there's a chance. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I don't know. I couldn't sit here and say it's more likely than unlikely. I mean, what I would say is that you've got a greater chance of getting one than you probably ever have before. But with so many options and so many places, that WWE want to do shows. I still don't know that it's going to be Island's time next year, but I'd be willing to say that you get one within the next 5 years. Let's put it that way. The next 5 years, I say you get one. But there's every chance that you just get another Raw or SmackDown next year, and then maybe you get a PLE the year after, or maybe you get it in 3 years' time. But next year, I don't know. I don't think I could commit to saying that that's a likely thing. Certainly when you think they only just did their first live TV show in Dublin. So, but listen, that's a starting point, isn't it? And it can lead to a PLE very quickly. Blake said, who do we think will take the title from Obafemi? Well, I do think Ricky Saints has got a chance. I think they really like Ricky Saints. And I think he does have an aura. I don't think his aura is quite the level of, say, Trick's aura, when the crowd were like, whoop, that Trick, and like everyone was behind it. I think Ricky actually could really benefit from a catchphrase. I think his entrance music's fantastic. And I think that he is a wrestler that is bound to be going to the main roster. I don't see Ricky Saints just, struggling at the sort of NXT level. I can see him kicking on and going to the main roster. So, yeah, I think Ricky has really got a chance. The only thing I don't know is that Briggs is sniffing around. Briggs is interesting because he's not someone I've ever considered for a title, for like the top title. He's never really got any momentum, but he is coming off that win against Inamura, and he is really flipping big. I mean, he is bigger than I thought he was, actually. I never realized that he was the size that he was. It's only when you're kind of seeing him against Oba. I mean, I think he's taller than Oba, which is, impressive. In-ring wise, I don't think Briggs is that great. He's tidy and he's fine, but he's not spectacular. And, he did a street fight last week against Inamura, and that was pretty fun. Weapons and all that, tables. But even some of that was not, in my opinion, not set up correctly. Why you would put that chair behind you the way that he did, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what was going through his mind when he set that up. I mean, he basically suplexed Inamura and himself onto a chair, which has got to have hurt. I can't see any way that didn't hurt. So, I don't know. Even in that street fight, there's a few mistakes that were made that you kind of go, you could have paid a real cost there. But that was an enjoyable match. And the only downside is that, promo-wise, I think he's okay. He doesn't really come out with, any lines that really stick with you. Match-wise, I think he's okay. But, I mean, I can't list a load of 4 or 5-star matches from him. I just think he's solid. He's a solid worker. But is that good enough to be NXT champion? Well, sometimes the belt can do a bit of lifting, can't it? I mean, sometimes you can put the belt on someone like Briggs because of his size. The fact that he's solid is okay, and he's got a good size, and the belt can kind of help increase their aura. I mean, I would say, look at Jacy. I mean, Jacy, I would say, is a pretty good talker. I don't mind her promos. In-ring, I don't think she's a 5-star match kind of person. She's not at the level of, say, Roxanne. But she is someone that I think can deliver matches and they can be entertaining. She can deliver promos. I don't mind her promos, actually. I like Fatal Influence. I like their theme song. I like the presentation of them. I think she's ticking a lot of boxes, but we never really saw her as being the one that was going to beat Stephanie. There was always seemingly other options. Well, since you've put the belt on her, I don't know about you, but I kind of look at Jacy slightly different now. And there's not really been a change in anything other than clearly WWE believe in her. And they're giving her the ball and they're presenting her as the champion. And that is adding to her aura. So you could do that with Briggs. You could put the belt on Briggs and, then all of a sudden his aura just naturally increases. Because this is WWE saying we like this guy. We see something in this guy. We believe in this guy. We've put the belt on this guy. And so, you know, that kind of increases his aura. It wouldn't just magically improve his promos, magically improve his matches. But, well, I don't know. I mean, look, there's a bit of weight that comes with the belt. If you've got the belt, there is an expectation that you sort of rise to a champion's level. And so, you know, if you was to be given that responsibility, you know, would it just snap a few things into focus? Would a few pieces fall into place because now you've been given the ball? And who knows? I mean, like, maybe you can just get that extra 5% out of people by putting the belt on them. So Briggs is not someone I'd considered, but my point is Jacy is not someone I'd really considered. And they pulled the trigger on Jacy, so could they pull the trigger on Briggs? But I've always thought that Tony, you know, if Tony had had a win, if Tony had just, let's say Tony D'Angelo just beat Inamura in a feuds and Tony had some momentum, I could see Tony stepping up to Oba. Tony beat Oba for the mid-card belt. So Tony has got history of beating Oba. And if he was coming off a good run, good momentum, then he could step up. But, I mean, he's just gone missing. You know, he won that feud against Luca and Stax. Really, he needed to move on to, like, a Jasper Troy or someone and win that. And then now he could step up to Oba. But instead, he's gone completely AWOL. I don't know where he is. Maybe we get an answer on that tonight. Be good to get an answer on that tonight, actually, because it's been a little while since we've seen Tony. So I always thought Tony had a chance. So maybe he still does. Briggs sniffing around, I think, is interesting because of his size and how long he's been in NXT. And Ricky Saints is someone that from the moment he came in, I thought would be an NXT champion. So yeah, I think the top end of the card is okay. I mean, we know that where we are right now is fine. Trick, Javon, Oba, Ethan, Ricky. You know, there's people at the top end of the card and we're okay. But the point that keeps getting made is what happens when we take some of that talent to the main roster. What happens then? Are we going to be left a bit too thin? And the answer is, yeah, probably. We do need to, you know, try and bring some people in if we can. If they're just not available and we don't have anyone to bring in, maybe we just bring some main roster talent down just to plug some gaps. Just like we did when Corbin came down and Balor came back down. You know, maybe we just bring some main roster talent down just to plug some gaps. Maybe you bring Austin Theory down when he's back from his injury. Perhaps Theory goes all the way back to NXT, but is used around the title and, you know, is kind of given a run with the belt to give him some momentum so that can slingshot him back up to the main roster, you know. Sometimes if you go to NXT and you don't quite find that gimmick, though, you can start really slipping. I mean, look at Ridge. Ridge was on the main roster, got put down into NXT, never really found what he was looking for, and now he finds himself on Evolve. So you've got to make this work, really. You got to find that gimmick that really is going to take you forward. So, not panic stations. I'm just happy to see Lola Vice and Sol Ruca on the same team. Do we think wrestlers feel the pressure when their championships on them when they win a championship? Yeah, I think there's a pressure there, definitely. And I think that because, I mean, if you think of everyone that's at the Performance Center, I mean, that's the whole Evolve roster. It's people that are not quite at Evolve yet. It's NXT talent. It's people that are on NXT but are just not being used at the moment. Like, there's a lot of, I don't know how many talents they've got on the books at the Performance Center, but it's got to be 50 odd, right? It's got to be a big number because it's Evolve roster, it's NXT roster, it's people that have not quite made TV, it's people that are injured. It's a decent number. So if you've got the NXT championship, I mean, you are the top guy, you're the top man in the whole of the PC. You're number one. You're the one that everyone's looking at. I mean, not even in a kayfabe way, not even in a working way. I'm talking about in a real way. I mean, if I was at the Performance Center training, putting in the work in the gym, yeah, and there's Oba walking around, I'm watching him train. I'm watching him in the ring. I'm watching what people are saying to him. I'm watching how he conducts himself. I'm not in a pervy way. I'm not following him around. But there's a spotlight on you in a very, very real sense. Not even in a wrestling sense of you're the champ, everyone's coming for the belt. In a real sense of I'm watching how you are conducting yourself, what time you arrive, what time you leave. I'm not making a note of it, but I'm noticing it. I'm noticing. Noticing what Sean's saying to you and the feedback you're receiving, because that's gold. That is gold. You're in the position I want to be. That's the spot I want. So what have you done to get there? What has made you stand out and be the chosen one? And now you're there. What is the feedback you're receiving? So, if I'm looking at that person, I got to think everyone else is looking at that person. And so you haven't just got the eyes of the trainers on you. You aren't just main eventing shows now. Your matches aren't just under the biggest of spotlights, but I think you've got every talent in the Performance Center looking at you going, why are you the guy? What have you got that I don't right now? Why are you the champ? And not in a bad way, not in a negative way, not in a can't believe they've gone with you, not in that kind of a way, but in a okay, clearly you've got some I don't, what is it? What do I need? Now, with Oba, you can look at his size, yeah? And you could go, okay, well, I can't do that. But can I be better than him at promos, maybe? I can't get the size of Oba, right? That's genetics. So, I'm going to have to beat him in other ways. I'm going to have to be a better wrestler. I'm going to have to be a better promo. So, I don't know how they do promo class. I don't know how they break it down. But if Oba's there and Oba's part of promo class, I'm going to listen to his promo. I'm going to beat it. I'm going to be better than it. I'm going to be more engaging than it. Because if that's the champ, that's the top guy, I can't be bigger than him, but I can out-promo him. And if I'm going to watch him do some matches in the PC, I'm going to want to, what's his moveset like? I need more moves. I need better matches. I need more options. He's a big guy, just power moves, all that kind of stuff. Well, that's great for him, works for him, not going to work for me. So I need to find a way of standing out. I need to find a way of being better than him. So, that sort of, and it's not an obsession. You're not going to be just obsessed on that. But that is going to be something that at times will cross your minds. Maybe when he's around, you're going to notice some things. There's a very real spotlight target on the backs of the champions. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. So, and certainly in NXT. On the main roster, you know that a lot of it comes down to star power because Roman, yeah? Roman, if you're like Carmelo Hayes, how are you going to outdo Roman? It's a little bit more different on the main roster because you are dealing with people that have kind of found their character, found their voice, and have been given opportunities. They've been put in different moments. They've built their legacies. They've built their resumes, and they've built their aura over time. And that is just a completely different ballpark. But in NXT, people don't tend to stay that long, and so people could have built up a resume and built up an aura, but they've probably not been around as long. Oba's been around for a few years. And they've obviously presented him well. But I would look at that as I can get that belt. I know Oba's not staying here. Roman is staying in WWE. You're always going to have a Roman problem on the main roster. It's a bit like CM Punk when he was champ, ended up losing it to The Rock. Because The Rock can always come back and win a belt. These big name, John Cena. Everyone's got a bit of a John Cena problem this year because John's taken a lot of the main events and he's had a run with the belt. And if you're Drew McIntyre, you've not been able to get the belt this year because John's had it. And John got the main event of WrestleMania this year. Yeah. And John got the main event of SummerSlam this year. And John got main events of other B shows this year. This is John's year. Well, that's a year of your career if you're Drew. or you're Sammy, or you're Seth. You know, you're not main eventing these shows, are you? So it's one of those where it's a different animal on the main roster compared to NXT. But yeah, there's definitely a spotlight on the champs. Very real one. Benny said, Daze, the Becky news backlash, is it serious? Nah. I saw this and I was wondering if it was out of proportion. It's probably being blown out of proportion. Everything gets blown out of proportion. I mean, when she made the Aussie comment, my reaction was, oh, that's a bit early. 2 months and, you know, it's a bit early. I mean, Aussie was loved. I mean, just loved. And loved all over the world, of course. And, you know, his funeral, the hearse drove down Birmingham, Broad Street. There's a bench and there was all these flowers. And, you know, I mean, it's I don't even know if it's been 8 weeks. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those where maybe next year you use that line. I don't know that you use it now. So, I mean, during the watch along, I said, like, there wasn't a massive reaction to it in the room. There was a bit of a gasp and a bit of a reaction, but then it just sort of, it didn't go into loud boos. So it wasn't that she said the line and, like, it was, like, you know, this kind of, like, people were sort of, like, shocked, like, and it just sort of got left, and she sort of just moved on with the promo. It sort of didn't feel like it landed quite right with the crowd either, to be honest, which prompted me to say, I think that's a bit soon. It's not a problem. She didn't say anything disrespectful about Aussie. I mean, if you actually listen to the line, she actually praised him. She was like, the best thing to come out of Birmingham died 2 months ago. So she's saying he's the best thing that's ever come out of Birmingham. So she's praising him. And she's saying, and that's a fact, he did die 2 months ago. So she hasn't really said anything nasty about him. If she had said something like, and he sucked, you know, different ballpark then, right? Then I think we're in a bit of a different place. But actually, the line she said was that he died. He was the best thing about Birmingham, and he died 2 months ago. And he moved to LA. You know, I wouldn't want to have lived here either. And, you know, if I'd have had to stay here, I'd have died too, or something like that. So there's not really anything in there that's a knock of Aussie, to be honest. I mean, maybe you could say her pointing out the fact he moved to LA. I don't know. There's not really anything in there that's a knock of Aussie. I think Kelly is in a very understandable place. I mean, if my dad passed away, I don't think I would quite be willing to hear him be used on a wrestling show to get some heat. I don't think I would be willing to or happy to hear that. Who are you to use my dad to generate some heat for some entertainment on a wrestling show? And he only passed away a couple of months ago. Like, to me, it was too soon. I don't think she should have said it. But equally, I don't think it's this massive drama. People can make it a massive drama and they can turn it into a massive drama. Clearly, Becky meant no real offence. And actually, nothing negative was said, in my opinion, about Aussie. So, yeah, to me, it's fine. It's too soon. I understand why people will have got a little upset about it. And certainly, I understand why Kelly's got upset. I think we all understand why Kelly's got upset. My dad passes away. I mean, I ain't going to react well to that for a long time. People doing something like that. I mean, and just 2 months later, nah, too soon in my opinion. But I get it. She didn't mean no offence by it. She certainly did not mean to upset Kelly or anything. I mean, I don't know if I did send the tweet out, but I did write the tweet and I was like, oh, should I send it? Should I not send it? I don't even know if I sent it. No, I don't think I did in the end. I did type a tweet out which is like about this, and I must have just deleted it and thought, there's no point. But basically, I wrote like she should call Kelly and apologise and explain. It's no big drama. She didn't mean no offence by it. I don't think she actually said anything negative about Aussie. So, but I do completely understand why Kelly has reacted the way she's reacted. So. it is what it is. And the world turns. So, yeah, it'll be forgotten history, won't it? It'll all be forgotten. Cadet said, Kelly being upset is understandable, but other people being mad is dumb. I don't know. It was meant to make people mad. Like, that's why she said it. Like, she meant to upset people by talking about Ozzy's passing. And that sort of idea of, the best thing that ever came out of Birmingham is dead now. And the fact she's talking about Ozzy's passing, and so soon after it's happened, like, it's meant to annoy people and upset people. That's why she said it. So, I don't know. It's one of those where it doesn't upset me. It doesn't bother me. She's a heel doing heel things. But yeah, as you said, I get why Kelly was upset. I can understand other people saying that it's too soon. I can understand that. I don't think anyone really should be getting like really upset. But then I've not seen anyone getting really upset personally. I've just seen a lot of people tagging me in Kelly's message, so yeah. James said it was just to get some cheap heat from the Brummies. Billy said, Daze, if it was Ozzy that she referred to, would people be as mads? Probably not. Bully Ray once mocked the death of Tommy Dreamer's mom right after his mom died for heat. If it wasn't Ozzy that she returned to, would people be as mads? I don't know. I mean, we're changing the situation there. So, I mean, the only thing I can tell you is that, Ozzy was loved. Birmingham, Birmingham is obviously a proud city. Every city is a proud city. And, I think Birmingham, it doesn't have a Beatles. It doesn't really have, like, these big icons of, we've got UB40. There's other like acts that have come out, but clearly Black Sabbath are sort of like the biggest. And I think Black Sabbath is, Birmingham's kind of really priding itself on being like the birthplace of metal. And I think Ozzy has actually really resonated with people in Birmingham. I think he's resonated with people around the world, but there is such pride in Ozzy and what he and Black Sabbath achieved. And I mean, it was not long ago they did that concert where they raised money, and they did that in Birmingham, and they raised money for like the children's hospital in Birmingham. And so Ozzy wasn't just from Birmingham, he was proud of being from Birmingham. And his final gig just before he passed was in Villa Park. He raised money for the local children's hospital. The bond there is like really strong, and it's really emotional. When Birmingham held the Commonwealth Games, which is like a mini Olympic Games, right, for Commonwealth countries, they had this big bull, this mechanical bull, as part of the entrance opening ceremony. That now lives in the train station, and it's called Ozzy. So I think it's really difficult to say if you change the person and it's not Ozzy and you change it to someone else, would it be offensive? Would people be upset? I think that's really difficult because we're completely changing the context. I mean, I can only really deal with what we had, and that was Ozzy, who was loved as much as anyone can be loved from Birmingham by the Birmingham folk. He was loved. I mean, there was, even after his death, a petition of changing Birmingham Airport to the Ozzy Osbourne Airport. I don't think they'll do that, but in Liverpool, they had John Lennon Airport. That's, I believe, Liverpool's airport is the John Lennon Airport. There was even a petition doing the rounds to do Ozzy Osbourne Airport. So we're not just talking about a celebrity. We're not just talking about like someone that's famous. We're talking about someone really that the people of Birmingham really held and like to their hearts, meant a lot to them, and they were really proud of. And like the Beatles, like John Lennon to Liverpool, like Black Sabbath and Ozzy would be to Birmingham. So I think to come out of that line just a couple of months after is, at the time it felt too soon to me. During the watch along it felt too soon, but I don't want to make a massive deal of it. I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it. I'm not trying to make this like, oh my God, she should be ashamed or anything like that. She's a heel that's tried to get heat. And I think we know the real Becky, right? The real Becky is a lovely girl from Ireland in a relationship with Seth. She's got a kid. I mean, she's not got a history of causing problems. It's not like I think she goes around. I've not heard of her like causing issues backstage and getting into fights and all this kind of stuff. Like, she's just tried to get some heat, and that's all she's done. She's been in Birmingham and she's just tried to get some cheap heat. And with something as monumental as Ozzy Osbourne's passing, it's such a low-hanging fruit that you can sort of understand why she was tempted to go for it. But it felt too soon to me. Kelly spoke out about it. And it is what it is. That's it. If I was Becky, I would call Kelly. I really would. I don't think it would be hard to get the number. Not with all the contacts that WWE have. I mean, don't forget Ozzy, I think, is in the Hall of Fame. WWE Hall of Fame. I mean, they can easily get a contact number. They can easily find a way of getting in touch. And might not be a phone call that she looks forward to. But I think if she could just get in touch with Kelly to go, listen, I never meant any offense. I'm really sorry if it did come across that way, but the lines I used were actually not aimed at your dad. I was just trying to find a way of putting Birmingham down because I'm playing the role of being the bad person. And, you know, the good person is going to beat me up. And so I need to give reasons for the good person to beat me up. And, you know, your dad is so synonymous with Birmingham. Like, your dad is Birmingham. That I actually thought like mentioning him in a way would be a bit of a tribute because, you know, I could have mentioned so many things about Birmingham, but like I mentioned your dad because your dad is Birmingham. So I think she can sort of explain it in a way where like she makes it clear there was no offense, you know. So to me, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Hannah said, do we prefer HBK's booking or Triple H's booking? It's strange how tables have turned. NXT is maybe the A show in terms of quality. To be honest, I don't think there's a massive difference. I mean, we've been here before. I mean, when we were watching Black and Gold, this exact same conversation was being had. You know, I can't wait for Triple H to take over from Vince. We just couldn't wait. And I still think Black and Gold is the best era of NXT, and that is the Triple H era. You know, I think there are a lot of factors and there's a lot of things that go into you getting the end product that you get. And I think some of that is out of Triple H's control. So, you know, for example, Sean has just got to worry about the one show. He doesn't have to worry about two shows. And he's just dealing with the talent that he's got, that he works with all week at the Performance Center, that they can do house shows. I mean, they still do house shows. The main roster don't. So they're doing house shows, which means they can work on their matches, like we said about the Blindfold match. So they can actually do the Blindfold match twice already, so that when it gets shown on TV, it's actually in a good place. Whereas most of the time, the matches you see on Raw and SmackDown, there's been no house shows to prep for those. So actually, little things like that improve the match quality for NXT, but they don't improve the match quality for the main roster. Plus, you know, you're dealing with a lot of moving parts. I mean, there's a lot of people involved on the main roster. Injuries and comebacks and moving parts, people falling sick, flight delays. NXT, you're just in the Performance Center. And granted, we are getting out a bit more now. But by and large, you're at the Performance Center week in, week out. We are never in the same place 2 weeks in a row on the main roster. You know, I mean, sometimes we're not even in the same country. The amount of time they spend traveling is considerable. So that means the amount of time you've got with the talent is greatly reduced compared to NXT, where you've got more time to sit down and plan stuff. They've got so much time. They can do off-site shoots. You know, they can go to Tony's calf and, you know, flesh out his story by having like an interesting sort of background and off-site location shoot. But they can't really do that with the main roster because, again, the time they've got with them is so limited, and they're constantly going from different place to different place, which means, you know, get into a restaurant or the same restaurant is really, it's hard, isn't it? I mean, you'd have to film it all in advance in a block and then chop it up into segments. And that's just hard. It's just hard. It's harder than being in NXT where you can just go back to that same restaurant whenever you need. So I think the challenges are, and I think the situations, and it's just completely different. It's not like for like. If we was comparing like an NXT like show that Triple H was booking to NXT, then that's an interesting conversation. But I think we're comparing completely different worlds. So as a result, I just you could put Shawn on the main roster and it could not change much at all. Might not change much at all. Because we were sat here in black and golds when Triple H was booking, saying, I cannot wait for him to take over from Vince. It's going to be so good. And he's done it. And now we're in a situation where this year Raws have been pretty flat. And SmackDowns have been pretty flat. And the average scores of the shows are quite low. But it's Triple H that's in charge. And it's Triple H that was cooking up magic in NXT. Like, the best years of NXT were Triple H. And yet the main roster has been so flat this year. So I think I've seen enough to say I don't think it's as simple as just changing over the booker. I think it's a little bit like with Manchester United, right? Where we keep changing manager and we don't ever improve. And at some point you have to go, do you know what? I don't think it is the manager, you know. I don't think it is the manager. I think we've got a problem with the setup. I think we've got a problem with the training facilities, with the trainers, the personnel. I don't know that we've got the right fitness coaches. I don't know that we've got the right coaching team. I don't know that we've got the right facilities. I certainly don't think we got the right players. And I think, you know, it's easy to just go and think that changing the manager or changing the booker is going to be like the quick fix, the thing that fixes everything. I don't believe that's true. I think that it's a lot more complicated than that. I think there's a lot of reasons as to why there's a difference. And I think Triple H's job is to try and figure out how he improves the frustrations that he must have. Like, he must get frustrated. He knows what he was able to do in NXT that he can't now do on the main roster. And I think his job now is to try and figure out, how do I get a bit closer towards making this more like how NXT was? I mean, there's just some things he can't do. There's some things that he won't be able to fix. Like, they're always going to be on the road. They don't have a performance center they're going to do show after show after show in. He doesn't have as much time with the talent. So that means, how does he get as much time with them as possible? How does he communicate everything and all the feedback that he wants? How does he make sure the stories are as strong as possible? How does he make sure there's not as many travel issues or not as many injuries? Or I don't know. Whatever it is that he thinks is being his biggest problems and what is preventing him from delivering like shows of the quality of black and gold NXT like we were seeing, you know, that's something he needs to work out. So, yeah. Trini said, I think Triple H is in a slump with doing repetitive booking and a lack of clean matches. I think it's starting to hurt the product. It makes it boring if you expect a run in every match. Marshman said, think about this. Kevin Owens, Liv Morgan and Naomi are all out. Combined with the poor heel run of Cena, the rug has been pulled out from Triple H several times this year, said Marshman. Tony said, it's more than just Triple H. Things are like the old days of cable, VCRs, DVRs, and now it's streaming. Times have changed, and there's so much new talent, new ways with business, watching old matches. You've got to find that flow. Trini said, the women's division had all the stories, and the men are just stuck in a cycle. JJB said, I'm currently struggling with the products. Daze makes it 100 times better. Well, thank you, my friends. I mean, I don't think we do, but we certainly do try. I mean, the one thing I can say is that we've been in situations like this before. This is not our first rodeo where, I am very confident that things will improve. And the reason why, the big thing for me is that I do think, I always try, and I really recommend doing this. I mean, I think it really changes your perspective of wrestling if you do this, and that is try to put yourself in the shoes of Triple H. Try to put yourself in the shoes of Shawn Michaels. Try to put yourself in these people's shoes. Look at, what they're doing. Try and think about why they're doing it. Try and think about the challenges they're facing. And try and think if there's a way that you could overcome those challenges, right? Or if there's different ways that you can do things. By no means are these people faultless. By no means are things perfect. But, by having a little look and, their situation, can you at least understand why we're ending up where we're ending up, right? In regards to, this year, I do agree that we have obviously given the main event over to Cena a lot. And we've given of SmackDown, and we've given the main event of Raw over to Seth and his group, right? And I think they're obviously trying to build that group, and that's going to take time. And I think over on SmackDown, the Cena heel run, it wasn't for me, right? I know there's people that rate it. I don't rate it. I think I don't like it. I think we could have done much better stuff keeping him babyface. I think it was too late in the day to do the heel turn. And so for me, a lot of Cena appearances this year have just been him trying to go off on the crowds and it not working, really. And that's been his heel run, really. And for me, there's a few moments that came out of it. There's a few good bits. I mean, we got him and R-Truth. So, that was good. I don't think it really led anywhere or really gave us anything, I think, that was that meaningful. Looking back, if we never had it, that would be fine. I think we actually could have done something with R-Truth that could have been better, actually. I personally would have preferred if maybe John had accidentally eliminated R-Truth in the Rumble, and then maybe that triggered R-Truth to turn dark. And actually, we got wrong killings. And then we do Babyface John against an evil version of R-Truth. And it's John that's trying to bring R-Truth back from that. As, that way, R-Truth could have done his more serious stuff this year. It could have made sense because he's just been eliminated by his childhood hero from the Rumble. And then John could try and bring him back over to the good side and succeed. And that, to me, would be a more satisfying story than whatever it is we ended up doing, right? Which I don't think really achieved anything. So I sort of look at all this and I'm like, for me, the top end of the card this year has not been right. I mean, we've really relied a lot on Roman. And we just haven't really done it much with Roman this year. I mean, Roman's kind of got involved in that triple threat at WrestleMania, but that was really about Seth. And then Roman's been away. Now he's coming back. He's going to feud with Bronson Reeds. At SummerSlam, he was in a tag match. Pointless tag match that we've not spoke about since. I mean, honestly, we ain't done... I mean, we ain't had nothing for Roman this year. We ain't done nothing. I mean, if you could make the argument that, you could have done Seth against CM Punk in a singles match, and it would have been just as interesting at WrestleMania, because the wise man would have come down to the ring with Punk, because that's what Punk's favor was. So he would have still come down, and then he could have still betrayed him and left with Seth, and Seth still could have won, and Punk still would have main evented, and Roman did not need to be in that match whatsoever at all. So, Roman was just a spare wheel in that triple threat at WrestleMania and in a pointless match at SummerSlam. And, he's had obviously a lot of time off in between those. And this is what we've done with Roman this year. I mean, you look at that. You look at the John heel run. You look at the Seth group following Mania that's undercooked. And without even going into the mid-card, without even going into, the rest of the matches or anything like that, I don't even need to progress from the fact that the main event scene has been wrong this year. I don't even need to go any further. We can go into repetitive finishes and all that. And I agree. That sucks, right? And, you know, the match quality as well has not been good enough. And there's loads of other bits. But, I mean, if the top end of the card was working, I think that would actually do some heavy lifting for us. I think that would actually really help. And as a starting point, that's just for me been wrong in 2025. So the reason why I look ahead and I can get a bit of optimism is surely we learn from this. I mean, next year we cannot have the year given to Johnny, ain't going to be here. And Seth's group's going to be a bit more developed. So hopefully that's in a stronger place and we feel more connected with it. And hopefully it's like firing on cylinders and it's in a better place and it's a bit more bloodline-esque without being the bloodline. And so hopefully that's in a better place. And hopefully, you know, we can actually find a way of getting to sort out that main event picture and actually do some good stories. I mean, honestly, if The Rock's going to be involved, which I don't know that he is, but if The Rock's involved in early 2026, I mean, you're fine until WrestleMania. Even just having The Rock around is just a cheat code, really. It doesn't help you long term, but it would mean that WrestleMania would be essential viewing, great segments, Rock doing his social media promos. So I mean, if we're going to get Rock Roman or something, which, you know, or Rock Cody at WrestleMania next year, then, you know, the first part of 2026 is done. You don't, you know, that alone is going to carry the year. Yeah, of course, you do need more than that. I mean, it's they need to make sure that the match quality on Raw and SmackDown is improved. But as a really good starting point, that would be an excellent starting point. And if they don't have that, then they need to make sure they've got a really good story planned. Something really, really juicy. But, you know, they can't just rely on John being a heel. So I'm optimistic next year that we've got to be creative. We've just got to. Because if not, then, you know, yeah, I mean, it could be buggered again. Could be in a really bad place if they're going to fumble the main event scene again for another year. So for me, that's been a big issue amongst many issues. But I said before a few weeks, well, I don't even know if it was a few weeks ago, but historically, if a show didn't draw, like if you did a house show and the people didn't really go, you look at the champ. How's business? I mean, the champs always get thanks for the house. Because the belief is that your main event scene brings the people in. They'll watch the matches on the undercard, but they're there to see that main event. So if your champ is Hogan and he's, you know, selling out all the shows, you know, people are, when they see Hogan backstage, be like, thanks for the house, Hogan. And they thank Hogan for bringing the people in. The business has maybe evolved a bit more since then. You know, I think it is a bit more of a team effort now, but I still think clearly the most important thing is the main event scene. I think as a starting point, that's been wrong in 2025. Tony said Punk Drew was a shimmering light, promos, intensity, and it ended in a classic. That was good last year, yeah, 2024. We just didn't really kick on with Drew this year, did we? I think a lot of people have been disappointed for Drew, but I think Drew getting involved with Cody is going to be good. Clearly, we're not really doing much with that right now because we're going to get Paris done first, and then the noise will increase with Drew and Cody. I mean, I wouldn't even forgive you for forgetting that that's a match we're building at the moment, because there's not really much in the way of a mention of it, is there? I mean, that is the match that we're doing, but we are not putting a spotlight on it because we're trying to build to Paris. That is the other issue, really, is that because Paris is coming up, we're trying to not confuse messages. So, you know, rather than doing some really good story right now with Cody and Drew, we're just parking that so that we can promote Paris. I don't think you're going to reduce the amount of shows. We've just got to find a better way of making all these shows work. And for me, like, let's not turn feuds down if the show coming up is not going to feature them, let's still, you know, put the work in. Let's still tell the stories. You know, we could be doing some really fun stuff with Cody and Drew. I mean, I know Cody's off doing a film, but Drew could still be, do you know what I mean, coming out with some really good social media stuff. He put a clip up the other day that I thought was just a bit... It was just him kind of like giving us a bit of an update for a few minutes, but there wasn't really anything in there that felt like it was essential viewing. I don't know, like with his stuff with Punk, like he was doing some really witty stuff. Do you remember when he drove past the fans blasting Punk's music and he was like in his car and he was laughing as he was leaving an arena? Like there was all these like little fun things. He doesn't seem to be doing that kind of anymore. And it's a shame, really, because this is a big moment for him to steal the spotlight. He's going to be feuding with the champ. I mean, this is big. So, you know, perhaps they've asked him to just don't do anything this side of Clash, maybe. We don't want you taking the attention for a match that's not going to be this weekend. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's not. They do need to find a way of kind of sorting out all these shows. They ain't going to reduce them. They ain't reducing them. They're just going to have to find a way of like making the build feel more essential. Edward said, Daze, I've got COVID. Oh, that's because you don't put a top on. I've been in bed all day, coughing and sneezing. I feel like Eva Marie wrestling, which was horrible. And it stinks, but I'll get through. I'm strong, but I hate missing the gym. Well, Edward, I wish you a speedy recovery. I had COVID very briefly, 2021, 2022, something like that. And, yeah, I mean, for about 48 hours, sucked. I mean, it was like a real intense cold. I mean, that's how it kind of hit. I know it hits people in different ways, slightly different ways. But, yeah, it was like I was kind of shivering. Even though I was like really wrapped up, I was like shivering away. Nose was running and I couldn't really sleep, and I just felt rubbish, really rubbish. And so yeah, I sympathise with you. So make a speedy recovery. I wish you a speedy recovery. Big Time said, I feel like Damian Priest match at Mania really hurt him after coming off such a high with the Punk feud, says Big Time. I agree. Jessica said, what do we think of the ESPN merge? Well, I don't think there's much WWE could do. I mean, I know it sucks for our American friends, but again, putting yourself in WWE's shoes, Peacock offered $275 million a year, and ESPN offered $325 million a year. So that is every single year another $50 million, which means over 5 years, that's $250 million extra, right? I mean, we're not talking pocket change. We're not talking small amount of money. We're talking serious money. And what would you do? You know? I mean, do you take the 275 and stay on Peacock? Or, I mean, I'm not sure if ESPN is the bigger platform. I feel like it is. This is where like we're getting a bit in the weeds, because people might be like, well, ESPN's bigger, but they're not going to be on ESPN. They're going to be on ESPN's app, and ESPN's app's only in so many homes. And blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? But I think we can agree that ESPN as a corporation, as a network, is a very powerful network. I'm sure we could at least agree on that. And, you know, they're kind of known for being a home of sport. And I think for WWE to be working with them and have their support and the machine of ESPN behind them, and you could even say Disney to a degree. Disney own ESPN, so, you know, Disney want ESPN to succeed, which means Disney now want WWE to succeed. I mean, it's powerful, isn't it? It is powerful. I mean, you can understand why they were so excited about this partnership. I mean, pro wrestling, for it to be on ESPN and to have that kind of machine behind it and Disney connection, I mean, it's brilliant for WWE. It's brilliant. It's fantastic news. I know that is not what people care about. What people care about is they care about the fact they've now got to spend $29.99, right? When they didn't have to before. And I get it. I really understand. I've had people get in touch saying they just don't know how they're going to afford it. I get it. I really do. There's just nothing I can really say. Is that I get why WWE have taken it. I get why they would be excited to work with ESPN. And I get that the financial difference between staying with Peacock or going to ESPN was so wide, like $250 million over 5 years, that I get it. I get why they did it. But equally, I understand now that it's the fans that have got to pay that $29.99. Now, if you've already got ESPN, my understanding is that you do get the app. So we did a quick poll, and it was very, very quick, but we did a quick poll that said about 50% of you have got the app already. About 50%. So, like, my understanding is that this is going to affect people. I think the people it affects, it's really going to affect. But there's about 50% of people that I think have already got access to ESPN. So not everyone's in the same boat on this one. Some people have got ESPN. It's no drama. Some people don't have ESPN, but it's no problem for them to get it. There is a percentage of people that don't have ESPN and just are looking at that $29.99 going, I don't think I can do it. And, you know, WWE has had to sort of factor that in as well. I'm sure they must have looked and run some numbers to figure out, right, if we do lose some people, what's that percentage going to look like, and how many viewers can we reach on ESPN, and what potential have we got to attract some new viewers? Like, the business side of it is obviously very, very interesting. I can't sit here and say they've made a big mistake when I can see a lot of upside. But once again, it's going to be the average fan that's going to largely pay the price. I struggle with all of this, you know. I mean, it's funny because sometimes I watch a few shorts. I don't tend to watch shorts much because I'm busy doing stuff. I can't watch a short and just constantly keep changing shorts, right? I don't have that kind of time, so I don't really watch them. But I did watch this short the other day, which was Quentin Tarantino. And he was saying, we've managed to price the average working man out of the cinema. He's like, I was shouting about this back in the late 80s, 90s. He's like, cinema was always, it's not the opera. It's like a working man's form of entertainment. And we've priced them out. Like, now to go to the cinema and to get like popcorn and whatever, like, you know, it's a chunk of money now. It's not like it used to be where you could buy a ticket and not even think twice about it. Now it's like, you know, we've priced them out of going to the cinemas, and you know, they're paying the price for it by, you know, cinema attendance is declining. Now, of course, part of that is because of streaming and all that kind of stuff. So of course that's playing a part. Of course it is. But I think we can agree that cinema pricing has gone up drastically and is also a factor, right? So it's funny how, like, cinema tickets have gone up, concert tickets have gone up, wrestling tickets, and the cost of going to wrestling or watching wrestling is going up. Like, everything is going up. Everything is going up. And I don't know about you, and I don't even know if this is controversial, but I do look at wrestlers' pay and athletes' pay, and it feels very much like the CEO sort of situation where, you know, the guy at the top of the company gets paid crazy amount of money and the workers get paid basic wage. And, you know, if that balance was a bit fairer, the guy at the top doesn't need as much money as he's getting, and the workers could really benefit from having a bit more, right? Like, the balance just isn't right. And I do look at, like, wrestlers getting paid millions and millions, and you do go, that doesn't feel right. This is meant to be like a working man's form of entertainment. This is meant to be like something you take the family to, or at least historically it's always been that way. And I think it still is that way for a lot of the indie shows. But like for WWE, clearly they are not following that model anymore. But we are paying the wrestlers like a lot of money. like millions and millions and millions. And the argument you hear is, well, sports stars get paid that. And it's like, well, yeah, but that's wrong as well. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like a little bit like saying, well, sports stars get paid. Well, yeah, I don't think they should be. I don't think people should be getting like 200 odd million a year or whatever flipping contracts they're signing. Well, baseball. I don't know where baseball gets all this money from, but I keep hearing about baseball stars signing bonkers contracts. Who do you think pays that money at the end of the day? I mean, it does come from sponsors. A lot of it comes from sponsors. But of course, ticket prices are going to go up. Of course they are. Of course. And of course, like, it's going to cost you more to watch on TV. And so for me, like, I look at, like, the fact that cinema's going up. Well, how much are actors getting paid? Millions to do a movie. Millions to do a movie. A movie. I mean, the world's gone mad. It has completely lost the plot. And now, like, the rich get richer. And, if you want to go to the cinema, you have to pay more. If you want to go and see Beyonce, who gets, knocking on the door of being a billionaire if she's not there already. I mean, how much money do people actually need? Do you know what I mean? I think I'm really pushing back on generational wealth. I'm really pushing back on that. I sort of feel like I have no problem with people like wrestlers making a really good wage and actually getting a house and a car, not having to worry about money for holidays, groceries, bills covered, get some shoes. Do you know what I mean? Like, have a few million. Yeah, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. But I mean, some of these wrestlers are getting paid like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 million every single year. Every year. And they're not even the worst offenders. You look at like how much, certain musicians make from their concerts. And it's, I suppose in a way, people will just go, well, yeah, that's capitalism. That's how it works. And you go, yeah, well, it sucks, doesn't it? Kind of sucks. Because, like, it's us that pay it. It's, where do you think all them millions come from? Whose money do you reckon that is? Ultimately, it's yours. One way or another, it's yours. Whether it's through sponsorship and, the cost of what those items go up or whatever, ultimately, you're paying that money. And, now we're seeing ticket prices going up. We're seeing $29.99 for ESPN. And what's funny is, as I said, you've got sports stars getting this crazy money, which I don't think they should get money of that level. Please, yes, make money. You've got skills, like, you deserve it. But come on, it's sickening the amount of money that people are getting. It's out of control. They couldn't even spend it. Like, they wouldn't even be able to spend it unless they're going to buy, like, private islands and all this kind of stuff. And then you've got people out, like, on minimum wage. It's just not right. It's not right. The balance is not right. I don't know how you fix it. I mean, I really don't know. You could say, like, wage caps and things like that. Legally, I don't know where you would stand with things like that. I sort of feel like it's such a big conversation that, I don't know. I'm certainly not, like, promoting communism or anything like that. I mean, capitalism's fine, but, like, I don't know if there has to be a cap or I don't know how you fix it. My brain has never got that far. But what I do know is that I really do hate, for whatever reason, however you change it, however you fix it, I really hate seeing people being priced out of pro wrestling. I hate the fact that families and kids can't go to shows because the ticket prices are too expensive. And I hate the fact that people now are looking at these subscription services going, I just don't think I can watch anymore. I just don't think I can afford that. I think part of it is because I've been there. When I was growing up, my family could not afford Sky Sports. We couldn't afford it. I've been there. We couldn't really afford to go to the shows and stuff like that. I mean, I was lucky enough to go to a couple of shows. So, I mean, I did get that experience. But, I mean, there's families out there that are getting flipping front row tickets and, do you know what I mean? Just all this sort of stuff. But, I grew up where we didn't have loads of money. And so I've had that experience. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to not get like brand new videotapes and have to get them from car boot sales, not get like all the merch and, you know, all my figures pretty much, unless it was like Christmas or maybe a birthday, came from car boots. All my tapes were either given to me by my uncle or I got them from a car boot. You know, new shows were recorded onto blank tapes. Like, I didn't have Sky. I couldn't watch. And, you know, it didn't like affect me in any way, but it's just, I don't know, man. I don't like the families missing out. And you're like, is there no way we can help them out a little bit? Is there nothing, really? Are we just saying this is it, just suck it up? Like, that's it. This is life. Deal with it. I mean, maybe that is some people's response, and if that's your response, fine. I don't really have an argument for it, but I just think it sucks. Glock said, I could pay $30 a month, but as long as watching wrestling exists, I'm not going to, says Glock. Yes. Fair. Big Time said, Daze was saying all this, but imagine TKO looking at the budget and thinking, why on earth are 20 wrestlers making 1 million contracts, 2 wrestlers making 10 million combined? Hang on. Why on earth we've got 20 wrestlers making 1 million and 2 wrestlers making 10 million? Well, I don't know why they would think that, to be honest. I mean, the 2 wrestlers I can think of that are making that money is Roman and Brock. So I think they know why Roman would be making that money. Brock, to be honest, I don't know that you keep him around. I mean, it's a little bit of a tricky one, really, because you don't really want him going to AEW, but I don't think AEW would take Brock. I'm not convinced Tony Khan would take him. So if I'm TKO, I might be looking for Brock's contract to expire. I might be looking to shake hands and say thanks for your service. And maybe what we're witnessing is the final run. Because to be honest with you, if I'm TKO, yeah, I'm quite happy to get that wage off my wage bill. And I'm quite happy to build new stars and go in a new direction. I mean, we've just had to do a year and a half without 2 years actually without Brock. We've just done 2 years without Brock. And, you know, it's been fine. Last year has been great. And for me personally, I'm not excited by him being back. I don't look forward to his match. I don't look forward to his appearances. I'm not down on it. I'm not crying about it. I'm not having a temper tantrum or anything like this. Like, he shouldn't be here. Don't they know what he's caught up in and all that sort? You know the situation. I know the situation. They know the situation. They've decided to bring him back. I can't wait. It's going to be so good. I do not feel that enthusiasm at all. At all. Don't give a flip about seeing the match. I'll watch it and we can talk about it. But I ain't excited for it and I don't give a flip about it. And, you know, for me, it's going to be what it's going to be. I'll see what else is on the cards, and I'm sure there's some stuff I'll be excited for. But, yeah, Cena Brock, honestly, if it got cancelled, great. I'm not bothered. Don't give a flip. So if I'm TKO, and that's how I feel about Brock, because that is how I feel about Brock right now, I'd want to save that money, to be honest. I'd like to save that money. So I understand that they're a business and they're going to want to make as much money as possible. So I understand that they're constantly looking to get the ticket prices as high as they can and get them sold, right? And the ticket prices are high and they're selling. So, you know, there's people out there that do have money, clearly. There's people out there doing better than us, right? So, or better than me. And so, you know, fair play. But, yeah, it would be nice even if it was just for the cheap seats, even if it was, I remember watching the WrestleMania 9 documentary, and the guy whose job it was to get the floor plan for WrestleMania 9 and figure out how are we going to make $1 million from tickets. That was the goal. And he said one of the things we really prided ourselves on was having a $25 section. A section where we charge $25 for WrestleMania tickets. And he was like, that's something we really did try to commit to. And I was like, amazing. Amazing. I mean, if WWE could sort of try and do that now, I mean, maybe they do, but, you know, it would be really good if they could try and commit to a certain price point, $50 or something a ticket or whatever, $40, $30, I don't know. Depends on the show, of course. Where there's a section, there's an area where, you know, there are tickets that are affordable. Like, that would be great, rather than just trying to make, like, you know, the most money off every single flipping ticket. This is why, and we keep saying this, and I'm sorry to repeat myself, I don't give a flip. I could not care less. I actually think it's too cheap. All these people crying about the front row tickets being $70,000. Keep crying. Keep crying. I am drinking your tears. Because who thinks they deserve or can afford front row tickets for WrestleMania? Who in their right mind thinks that we're not going to charge a crazy price for front row tickets at WrestleMania? I mean, is there a load of people out there that are like, well, I could have afforded 20,000, but I can't do 70? My heart does not break for them people. If you've got $20,000 that you're willing to drop on a ticket to go to a show, you are just in a different stratosphere to me. We are not living the same world. You're in a different world, and I have no sympathy for you whatsoever if you've got 20,000 spare. But oh, boo-hoo, I can't afford 70. Oh, does that mean you're going to have to sit a bit further back? Oh, dear. Diddums. Oh, diddums. It'll be all right. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be all right. Yeah. Blimey hell. Mate, that front row should be like 200,000. Yeah? Make your money off those front rows. Rinse the rich people. Oh, get as much money out of them as you can. Get all the money out of them. $1 million to sit in the front row. $1 million. Yeah? And then $25 at the back for the people that you know, ain't living in that world. So for me, like, set a number. I think it'd be good if they set a number. We'd ideally like to get this out of the ticket sales. We're gonna commit to a section being cheap, and of course it's going to be at the back. Of course it's going to be at the back. I don't think realistically you can expect cheap, affordable seats being on the floor level. Right? You just can't. We've got to be realistic, right? So of course it's going to be near the back, but you're going to get in the room. Yeah, you're going to be in the room. You're going to see the show. You're going to be part of the atmosphere. And, you know, honestly, I think that's acceptable. And I think, like, try and help out those people. I do find this, it's a conversation we've had before, and I know I sound like a broken record, but my opinion on it has not moved at all. Like, I really do believe that we should still be making this as affordable and as easy to watch and as easy to attend as we possibly can. So if they want to make X amount of money, don't charge the seats at the back. Charge the people at the front. Charge them $1 million. Don't give a flip whatsoever. I've seen these videos of people crying about it. It's like, what, were you going to go? Was you? If that had gone down to 20,000, you would have been there, would you? Yeah. I can't believe people are shocked that this is 70,000. Why? It's front row tickets. Who gives a flip? Even if it's 5,000, who's going? Who's going? Who had 5,000 to drop on a ticket and sit in the front row? I haven't. I bet you haven't. Who shocked? The rich people. The rich people. Shut up. This is why I hate YouTube. Full of idiots. Backslapping. Idiots. Yeah. Title your video, I feel sorry for rich people. Yeah? How about you do that? Boomers. Daze, TKO got a taste of their own medicine with Great American Bash because the cheaper tickets was $283 and they weren't budging. So they dropped price, and Heatwave, the cheapest, was $49. Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, you know, obviously there is a limit to how much they can charge and how many tickets they can sell. I remember there being a real struggle with, was it Clash at the Castle in Scotland? Tickets were really struggling to sell. And I remember that being like a real slow mover as well. So, you know, they have definitely experienced problems with trying to charge like these high ticket prices. It's not been a completely smooth ride for them. So I think there is a lot of like pushing the luck, trying to see where the line is, different markets giving different results, of course, because of course, you know, different places have got more money, more disposable income. So I think TKO are maybe still going through a bit of a process of trying to figure out where the line is. But I mean, make no mistake about it, their goal is very, very simple. We're going to make as much money as we absolutely can. I mean, if they could charge $1 million for the front row, I'm sure they would. If they could charge more for the cheap seats, I'm sure they would. I don't feel like there's any consideration in, oh, we've got like a service to the fans. We owe the fans that this should be affordable. They don't think that way. A lot of these businesses just benchmark compared to concerts and things like that. They'll compare to like concerts and they'll go, well, you know, we see this as the Super Bowl of wrestling. So let's benchmark it against the Super Bowl. And so they'll look at Super Bowl prices and they'll be like, well, if they're charging that, we'll, you know, charge similar, if not more, because this is the Super Bowl of wrestling. And so, you know, I think there's a lot of that that's kind of gone on. And, you know, people can debate whether it's right or wrong or, you know, there's a big conversation around it. And I'm sure there's differing opinions on it. Some people will tell you it's fine, it's capitalism, it's, you know, it's what we are, it's where we are, it's what we do. It's just not a good world to live in when you look at, like, all the prices of everything and everything's just so expensive. You just look at cinema tickets and you look at concert tickets and you look at wrestling tickets and you look at just any flipping tickets, football tickets, Premier League tickets, any sort of tickets. And it just seems to be running away. It just seems to be getting more and more distant, harder and harder. And this is where we are now. Where are we in 5 years? I don't know. What if we've just got people in top hats in the crowd and monocles like the Monopoly man? Because they're the only people that can afford to go. And there's no cheering or chanting or signs. There's just gentle applause. And people with like opera binoculars doing that as they're trying to see the action a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? What if that's where we end up in like 5-10 years time? I mean, actually, it sounds great. In all fairness, that for at least one show, that does sound very interesting. But yeah, it's a slippery slope, my friends. It's a slippery slope. Isaac said, Daze, I was at a WWE live event in Manchester and had a great time. Had a great view and cheap tickets. Goods. I got to see a surprise match from Joe Hendry. Michael McIntyre as well. Isaac, shout out to you. What do you mean Michael McIntyre? Do you mean Drew McIntyre or do you actually mean Michael McIntyre? Michael McIntyre is a comedian, for those that don't know. For those of you that just don't know, he's a comedian. Matty O said, Days, birthday NXT today. Is it? Looking forward to the Blindfold match and the 6-woman tag. Oh, yeah, that wasn't on the... Oh, it was on the preview. I was going to say that wasn't on the preview. We haven't really spoke about that. But it was on the preview. It's this thing in it. Lola, Ruca, Zaria against... It's weird that I can never actually touch it. It's always just out of reach. So Lola, Ruca, Zaria against Fatal Influence. Like a thief in the night. I like that song. I wonder... I'm guessing the baby faces win, and I'm guessing that someone takes the pin. Maybe Jazmyn. Maybe Jazmyn, and we kind of further her exit from the group. Don't know. It could be Jacy. Jacy could get pinned by Lola to, you know, just kind of fuel that feud. So, yeah, there might be some interesting in that. Days, do you think it could be Ricky versus Oba versus Javon, said Aki? I'm sure that Javon won't be happy about his screwy finish, says Aki. Do I think it could be Ricky versus Oba versus Javon? I sort of hope not. I think Oba's done a lot of multi-man matches. I'm really looking for him to just get stuck into some singles matches. I think for his run to sort of feel like it was good and memorable, I think he needs to get some classic matches in. I think he's had some really good matches, but I think he's had a lot of like multi-person matches. I really would like to see him one-on-one with Ricky Saints. I'd really like to see him go one-on-one with Tony and, you know, like really get some of those kind of things. And hopefully they can be, you know, the kind of level that we just saw in his singles match against Javon. Because really, you know, runs are kind of based on the quality of match and the quality of opponent. For me, when it comes to a triple threat, it's kind of hard for them to add to your legacy because the match can be good, but because like there's so many moving parts to it, like I sort of feel like when there's a triple threat, the champs kind of tend to do quite well in those because the challengers sort of get in each other's way. For example, this weekend, I think the odds are that Seth is going to emerge victorious, yeah? And so I think there's a chance that actually Seth retains, and I think that like that is definitely something which is not going to necessarily add to Seth's legacy, his championship run. So I think that I hope we don't make it a triple threat. I hope we kind of make it singles matches. But triple threats actually in 2025, 2024, they've been really good. They've been really good. I can't be too critical. They've been really good. Right, where are we? Days, I said birthday. I meant it's my birthday. Oh, your birthday. I thought you meant it was NXT's birthday. Well, happy birthday, buds. I hope you are having a really good day. And I don't know if you've done anything special, but yeah, shout out to you, buds. We've got 18 minutes to go. 18 minutes. Right, big time said Days with HBK's NXT. We get some OMG moments, we get some variety, we get some fun, we get some comedy, we get some good wrestling, we get some unpredictable. I never had that with Black and Golds. Oh. We would get safely booked shows with some stuff sprinkled in between. Really? I definitely got that with Black and Golds. Black and Golds had humour. Black and Golds had backstage segments. Black and Golds had great matches. Don't know. I don't know. I mean, like for me, like I really enjoyed things like Vaudevillains, and I really enjoyed like Blue Pants, and I really enjoyed Tyler Breeze. And there was definitely elements of humour that were around, and we were doing off-site location shoots. And I for me, I think it'd be a hard argument to say that we're getting. I just think it's a hard argument to say that what we're doing now is better than Black and Gold. I could agree that there's maybe some nostalgia for Black and Gold. I think what Black and Gold's true strength was the fact that it was bringing in like the best indie talent. And I think what has changed for the current product is the standard of matches right now is not as strong as Black and Gold. And I think the part of that is because we've got a lot of people that have come through next in line, and we've got a lot of people that are finding their feet. You know, there's a lot of people that have come from the indie scene that were a bit undercooked. You know, like we brought in, say, a Cora Jade, or we brought in a Thea Hale. You know, we've kind of brought in some people that are not that you know, even Javon didn't do tons on the indies. So we've kind of brought people in that are not Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens. We haven't like necessarily been bringing people in from New Japan. I mean, if you go back to Black and Gold, we were bringing in Sammy, we were bringing in Samoa Joe, we were bringing in Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, we was bringing in Shinsuke Nakamura, we were bringing in Bobby Roodes. Like, there was this, like, really steady... I mean, even Aleister Black had a run in Europe as Tommy End. So I feel like if there was a pie chart that showed where talent had come from, I feel like one of the strengths of Black and Gold is that pie chart would be bigger for indie talent, because we weren't doing the next in line thing. So pretty much everyone that was coming in had come in from an indie promotion, right? There wasn't really too much training in-house from scratch. It happens. I think like Charlotte, for example, but she was Flair's daughter, right? I don't know that she had loads of experience, so I think she was like having to pick it up from scratch. So there was definitely people that were doing that, but the bulk of the workers were people that had experience, that had worked out their characters, that sort of had movesets and knew how to work a crowds. It meant that the standard and the level was a lot higher than the kind of current level that we have now, where we're doing a lot more learning. So for me, Black and Gold was better than this because of that. But, I don't know. I mean, if you didn't get that from it, I can't argue that, obviously. But for me, Black and Gold was better than the current product. Bow, bow, wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Right. We should be back. Started to do that a little bit. It doesn't do it often. Don't really know how to fix it. But it's just that, like, I think OBS crashes. That's the sort of message that I get. OBS has crashed. But it still seems like you get the audio. I think you get the audio. I think you can still hear me when I'm talking, because it still seems to be sending that, but it doesn't seem to send the picture. So don't know what that's about. It's very exciting, and I'm pleased it's happened now and not during NXT. Just a couple of messages that I need to get to. So Blake said, who do we think will take the title from Overfemi? I think we might have read that one. And we were talking about it being maybe Ricky Saints, maybe being, I mean, could be Briggs, but I don't think so. Could be Trick or Javon. But Ricky Saints is the one that I think I'm looking at. He feels more likely than, say, a Tony. But Tony's probably in the mix as well. And then Johnny said, if you treat celebrities as gods, then you pay divine prices. Maybe the celebs have kind of pushed things up. I don't know what Logan earns. Whatever it is, it's too much. So maybe celebs have kind of contributed a little bit to the budget going up. I don't know. We're 11 minutes away from NXT, said Boomers. Suzanne said, blame it on Taylor Swift. Yes. If in doubt, blame it on Taylor Swift. It's a good strategy, in all fairness. She got engaged today. So I would say congratulations, but I don't care. So there we go. I will probably be interested to see what her new album sounds like, though. She's got a new album coming out, hasn't she? Life of a Showgirl or something. So, that's going to be unavoidable. So I'll probably give that a listen. But yeah, she's all right. She's a good songwriter, actually. She's a decent singer, she's a decent artist. But yeah, not someone that I'm crazy about. I do have some of her albums on my thing, though. 1989 is a good album. I've not really listened to like Folklore, or like I haven't really listened to like Lovers or Tortured Poets Society. I wasn't really keen on her early stuff, but like Red and 1989, I think are really good. And yeah, this this Life of a Showgirl could be interesting. Might be a little racy. Yeah, some of the pictures are a bit racy. So, she's got my attention. Matty said, Daze is a Swiftie. Nah, not really. Not really. I don't really think I'm in anything, actually. The phases that I've gone through recently, loved Carly Rae Jepsen's Emotion album. Amazing. Can't believe I never listened to that when it came out like 10 years ago. I was looking, because I keep putting music onto this little player that I've picked up, right? Got it for my birthday. And it's good because sometimes if I travel to London, I'm on the train and the Wi-Fi can dip out. So sometimes you might be listening to music and then it goes off and then you're stuck without music for a bit. So I was like, well, as I'm walking around London, or if I'm traveling, if I'm on a plane, or wherever I am in this world, I will always have music. Plus also it won't drain my phone battery. It's clever, isn't it? Plus this, I think, can handle better audio files than my phone can. So there are some real upsides to getting a little music player. So I've been looking at a lot of lists of like what are the best albums, pop albums, indie albums, rock albums, metal albums, 2000s albums, 90s albums, Britpop albums, 80s albums, soul albums, R&B albums, dance albums. Just been going through a list of just trying to get like the best of the best of the best. And Carly Rae Jepsen's Emotion album was really high on like the best pop albums and the best albums of the 2010s. And I was like, okay. I only know her as the Call Me Maybe girl, but I gave it a listen. I was like, mate, that is really good. If you like synth pop, it's really good. So yeah, listening to that. And then I started getting into Marvin Gaye again. Do like a bit of Marvin Gaye now. And I'm trying to dig into some of his other albums. So kind of on a journey at the moment. Of like rediscovering some like music stuff. It's kind of nice actually to get a different kind of change of pace rather than just UFC and wrestling, you know. So I wouldn't say I'm a Swiftie, but I do have a couple of her albums. David said, let's do it. Kelly against Becky, dream match. Let's go. Where do you get one? It sounds good, said Curtis. Oh, well, this is just a Sony one. I think it was a couple of hundred. But you can put a terabyte card in. So, you know, this thing with the terabyte card, if you add MP3s on a terabyte card, I think you can get about 80,000 songs. But you can get like better audio files which take up more room. They're called FLAC, FLAC files. And I think then you can get around about 30,000 on. Even so, I mean, amazing. I remember having an iPod back in the day, and that would have about 4,000 on it. So, and they were MP3s as well. So, you know, this thing with a terabyte card in, which you can find on sale quite often, terabyte cards. You know, this thing can hold like 30-odd thousand high-definition music files. And, I've really enjoyed it, honestly. On the Wrestling Escape Pod, we were looking at like what albums were on there. And people were telling me things that I should add. It's been kind of fun, really. So that's been a nice thing to do this summer. And I took it with me when I went to Egypt. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I think it's called a DAP, a digital audio player. So a DAP. So that's a Sony one. What's it called? It's Sony. I forgot the numbers. Sony NWA306. There you go. NWA306. Apparently it's like one of the best budget ones that you can. I don't need anything fancy. Just a little budget one for me. But even that's still a few hundred, you know. As I said, I got it for my birthday. So I was like, yeah, I fancy that. I can see the upside. A lot of people are like, why are you wasting your money on a blooming music player when you've got your phone? And it's like, yeah, it's a good point. But sometimes when I travel to London on the train, it dips out. And, you know, then you're just sort of stuck without anything. You know, if I go to Birmingham or anything, I tend to go on the train. If I go to London, I tend to go on the train. If I'm traveling around, I like to use the train more than drive because I want to drink. So I tend to use the train quite a bit. So it's really good. Like there's lots of Wi-Fi black spots when you're on the train. Dips out all the time. And train Wi-Fi is just very inconsistent. And as I said, like on a plane, if you've got like airplane mode on, like you can get Wi-Fi there, but again, or if you're just on a trip somewhere, walking on a beach, like maybe you're going abroad, or I don't know. I just sort of thought like it's just good to have your whole music collection here, and that's it. Just take it wherever you want. Don't even have to worry about like Wi-Fi or anything. It's just literally all here. And also the other good thing is, you know, like sometimes you can get a bit overwhelmed with like when you're looking on Spotify, there's just like loads of stuff. At least here, these are the albums that you care about. These are the albums that you probably most listen to, and even there's room to put some on that you want to give a chance to. And more than that, I mean, I've got loads of albums on here that I need to check out. So I like it. It's good. I see the point in it, but it's not something that I think everyone would find value in. But you can get, I mean, Sony do some of the like thousands, but that ain't 1,000. So, no. Lovecat said, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I really thought about it because I was like, do I need this? This feels like a waste. But then I sort of found a way of convincing myself that I did need it. So, there we go. My entire music collection's on my phone, said V85. Yeah, a lot of people just do it that way. I mean, Spotify and everything's brilliant, isn't it? I do find though that I just don't know why I don't go on Spotify. I think there is something for me in particular. I've got like ownership issues. Like for me, I think because I grew up with physical media and I worked in an entertainment store. I mean, I've got loads of CDs. I mean, people know I've got cupboards of CDs just next to me here and DVDs. And I worked in an entertainment store where I'm used to buying and owning physical products. So I like it to be mine. I like the idea it's not going to go away. It's not going to be taken away. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that it won't happen with Spotify and it'll always be there and you can always listen to it and whatever. But I don't know. With this, I can have it on here. It's always going to be there. I can put it into playlists and I'm just, yeah. And I think I've got the money's worth out of it just from putting music on and rediscovering things, and I mean that alone has been really enjoyable. So yeah, not for everyone, but I've enjoyed it. I got something out of it, and I'm sure I'll get many years of magical memories as well. Right, we have got what I like to call 3 minutes. 3 minutes left to go, and then we will be underway with things. Metal Mom said, I understand. I can get a bit overwhelmed with Spotify and Apple, even though I do use them. I listen to the same shiz that I always do, says Metal Mama. Yeah, well, for me, like, I'm the same. I listen to a lot of very similar things. You know, I couldn't tell you how many albums are, like, my go-to, but I know that there's albums. I mean, those albums, you know, your first band, your first gig, the first album you bought, the memories that you've got going to a gig with a mate or a former partner, or do you know what I mean? Like songs that played at those are things that are always going to mean something to you. When you are old in a retirement home, you know, you can play that track and the memories will come back, like all that stuff. I mean, that's just a song you're always going to resonate with. It's always going to matter. So I might as well have it on here, mightn't I? You know what I mean? Like it's always going to matter to me. So rather than like constantly pay, and it's stupid as well because I don't pay for Spotify. I don't need it, but I do pay for YouTube because I need to get rid of the ads. I cannot have ads on YouTube. If there was just one subscription I would keep, it would be that. I cannot cope with ads on YouTube. So for me, like that is, I have to have that. And when you buy that right now, you get the music. So I get the YouTube music anyway. And I will forever get it because I am never finishing that subscription. I've got YouTube Premium and I could not live without it. But one day they might take the music away from it, might they? And then I would be in a situation where I would have to pay for the music. And if they ever do that, mate, this is where I'm ready, yeah? This is where it all makes sense. This is where I'll be like, do you remember? Hey? Do you remember when you laughed at me? Huh? Who's laughing now? I mean, it's never going to happen, probably. The YouTube will probably keep YouTube music connected for the rest of my life. But, you know, could happen. Right, we're about to get underway. Edward said, Daze, have you ever listened to any of Alexandra Burke songs? I like Bad Girls, Broken Heels, Don't Make Me Start Without You. Am I right in saying she won like an X Factor or something like that? I believe that's where she emerged from. So I Don't think I've got any other albums. I would imagine most of those kind of artists have like a great first album and then the rest kind of fall off. That's what you normally find. A lot of them come out with like a real hot single, big production first album, and then the world sort of moves on. So, no, I do not have Alexandra Burke. I don't have Alexandra Burke. Do I need to add Alexandra Burke? Maybe. Maybe I do. Edward, thank you. Daze, I've tweeted it to you, said Isaac. What have you tweeted me, buds? What's happening? Michael McIntyre was at Manchester. It was part of the surprise. He wrestled in a tag match against the New Day. What? Oh, right, yes. That's got to be for a TV show then. They must be filming that for some sort of... so the Manchester Maniacs, that must be like maybe for his big show. Well, that is interesting. They're just showing Heatwave right now. So this guy is a big comedian, does a big Saturday night show called Michael McIntyre's Big Takeaway or something. And it's one of those shows where they get people out the audience and they have fun with other celebrities. There's one where he goes around celebrities' house late at night, like 1 a.m, opens the door because it's been left open for them, goes up and it's like, surprise! And they're like asleep. You know, those kind of shows. So that's him there, and it looks like he is with, I don't know who that is. That could be a celebrity, or it could be a member of the public whose dream it was to wrestle or something. And looks like they went by the name Manchester Maniacs. And there's a camera crew here, which, you know, clearly that's a serious camera crew as well. So I think that might be for his show. Oh, he revealed it was for his show, right? Yeah, what I needed to do there was actually read that comment first. Michael McIntyre was at WWE Live Manchester, a part of a surprise for his show. He was wrestling a tag match against the New Day as the Manchester Maniacs. Or Manics. After the show, he revealed it was for his show. Got you. Wow, that is crazy.
We actually grew up together.
Do we know who that person is? That's I'll have to watch the clip after. But they're still showing Heatwave stuff, guys. You're not missing anything. McIntyre's Big Show. My mom loves that show. It's like her favourite show. She flipping loves it. So she'll be very quick to say to me, did you know the wrestling was on? Yeah, I know. It was recorded months ago. You're so slow, woman. I knew about this months ago. Oh, what's that? WWE statue has been uncovered in the horror scare zone. Who's she? Is she part of the Wyatt Six? Ricky Saints is coming out. Right, we're done with the Heatwave recap. Yes. 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 This is the man. He's going to get the belt off Oba. He's going to do it. Well, there we go. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Bam, 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 bam. This is the man. This is the man. Guys, show some respect. This is the man. Okay, let's go. Look at his shades. Oh, he's got good sense, good dress sense. Cares about his appearance. Ricky. Everyone saw what happened at Heatwave. I will always put my money behind you, Javon. I've been North American champ. I've took down monsters. There's a group of talented people. So he's calling out Oba. I'm laying it on the line. Right, he calls out Obafemi. And it's Josh Briggs that's coming out. Josh Briggs is coming out. You're not going to get Oba, says Briggs. Boo. You're walking around like you're a gift to this business. Sucks. Here's Josh Briggs. Nathan said, my top genres are psychedelic rock, rap, metal, and rave. They really don't like him, do they? We want Javon. We want Javon. We want Javon. Okay. So we build into a feud here. Number one contenders. Mm-hmm. If you think I'm going to stand at the back of the line, my man, you have lost your mind. Ah, let's go. Cook him. Cook him, Ricky. I am the line. Right here. Let's go. Look, Ricky. Oh, my God. Let's go. Glasses are to one side. Microphone is down, but we're bringing someone out. It's Ava. Let them fight. Let them fight. Just got an announcement. Oh, no one's heard from Javon? No one's heard from Javon? Okay. Tonight. Briggs, one-on-one with Ricky Saints. And the winner faces Obafemi. Well, there we go. Number one contenders. That'll be great. a match that has some meaning. Thank you. No one's heard from Javon. Right. Alex said, please, HBK, book Ricky to win. Trini said, I'll be right back. I'm going to get some chocolate because the munches are attacking me. We're just seeing someone upset because they lost. We're just seeing this footage. Kalani and Blake. I'm guessing we're going to go to this match quite quickly. David said, I can't get Netflix where I live. Crazy good stream, Wrestling Daze. David, shout out to you, my friends. Hello, not Navazi. Okay, here's Blake. We're starting with Blake Monroe match. Blake versus Kalani. Tell you what, not a very long opening promo. Didn't need to be. Job done, mates. Job done. Never mind. Something was on my controller, says Tom. Suzanne, hello. Hope you're well. Edward says, hello, everyone. Hello, buds. Here's Blake Monroe. Damn, that was a good line, wasn't it? You walk out here and you look like Sid from Toy Story. I missed that line. That was a good line. Cook him, Ricky! Cook him! You walk out here and you look like Sid from Toy Story. This is where worlds collide. This is where worlds collide. Blake is better than Jordan, said Joe. We are at commercial break. Daze Briggs has been featured quite a bit, circling around the championship. Do we think he's a future champ? Because out of the two, it's definitely Ricky winning. Well, I think there is potential there. I think that... I tell you how Briggs feels to me. Briggs does not feel like someone that is taking that title. He is going to have to sort of be given the title. I think if you're going to go with Briggs, then you are taking a chance. Because I don't feel like his work has kind of... There's nothing about his match quality and there's nothing about his promo quality that says to me that he should be champion. I think, mid-card run and see where we get. But it just feels tidy to me. Like his match, if he has a match, it's going to be fine. If he does a promo, it's going to be fine. There's better in-ring performers. There's better promos. His look is doing a bit of lifting for him, innit? I mean, if Briggs was a bit shorter, I don't think he's in this spot. If he's a bit smaller, I don't think he's in this spot. I think he's just tidy. I think if they give him the belt, it's because they believe in the potential. Perhaps he's doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes and they want to reward that. And so it's one of those where it's a hard one to answer because I sort of feel like he absolutely can get it. And I think they do believe in him. And I think he absolutely could get that title. But I also think that it's one that I can't make an argument that he's really grabbed. I mean, the stuff he did with Inamura is probably his best work. There was some all right moments when he was with Brooks and Fallon. That group, I thought, had moments. But that was a little while ago now. It's been a while since they broke up. So since then, I mean, he's just not really done a great deal. But the Inamura stuff has been, pretty good. I think Inamura wasn't quite landing until it was sort of time for him to go. And then when it was time for him to go, people were a bit like, oh, he's been all right, actually. I mean, he's not kind of blown my mind, but he's been all right. And then, we started to do some, he went away for a little bit. Do you remember that? And then he came back. And then when he came back, it was much better. And now I think he might have gone for good now. I actually don't know what's happened with Inamura. But yeah, one of his best matches was last week. It was really good. Yeah. But I can't quite make an argument that he is like, oh my God, yes, yes, definitely, he's taking this. I can't quite make that argument. But no, he'll be fine. He'll be good. You could give him a run with it and see how he does. James, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm good. Family are fine, thanks. Yeah. My dad has kind of gone back to work a little bit. He does a few days each week, so he had retired, but now he tends to come back for like 3-4 days and then go back to the hotel and just do a couple of days there. So it's kind of that all of that. You remember like that drama that when he retired, I was like, oh man, this is going to get messy. It's kind of settled down a little bit, which is quite nice. Otherwise, he'd have me doing lots of bits and bobs. Here's Kalani. Yeah, I hope you're well, buds. Dean said, I'm just checking in from work. How are things, community? Has William been behaving? Do you think William's been behaving? What do you think? How about Blake's taco, says Revamped Wrestling One. Is that her vagina? I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's great. I don't really have much to comment. I bet it's 5 stars, to be honest. I bet it's 5 stars. Briggs had a banger triple threat with Ober and Dijak. Yeah. Right now we've got Kalani coming over and we've got Blake in the middle of the ring. Kalani leapfrogging over Blake. Rolling through 1, 2. Backslide there by Blake. Again coming through and trying to get back up, working on the arm. Miss Clown said, I need to wake up. Well, I think you can wake up because we are underway with our opening match. Let's see how this goes. Headbutt there. She loves doing those headbutts, and I'm really not sure about them. I mean, I feel like we've learnt enough that this is not the right way forwards. Oh, she scouted Kalani there. Kalani came back, took her down. What? Jumps on top, rains down some blows. Again, coming over, drop kick there by Blake, going for the cover. 2, kick out, shoulder up. Blake should win this match, said BG. I am good. Right now, we've got a big clubbing blow coming into the back. Raining in some shots. Blake Monroe in control. Kick coming in there by Kalani. Blake Monroe has got that it factor. You can't teach it. She's looking for an armbar. Kalani down. Crowd already chanting. Tap, tap, tap. No joy. Oh, big boot coming in there by Blake. Blake coming over with Kalani. Kalani against the ropes. Another kick coming in. Oh, that was good. That was good by Kalani. Blake down. Referee just checking on her. Blake trying to find a way of getting back up to her feet. Kalani trying to get a bit of feeling back in her hand. Shot blocked. Forearm shot coming in there by Kalani. And again. Kick coming into the midsection. Elbow to the back. Kalani has got Blake going over against the ropes. Clothesline. Blake goes down. Down she goes again. What, mate? She just did a cartwheel one-handed. And when she got up, delivered, that was nice. I've not seen her do that before. Have I? I've not seen her do that before. Oh. A one... They call that a DDT, and I'm not buying it. I think it's such a variation on a DDT. It's got to have a different name. Oh, what's this? Now Jordan's coming down. No, I was getting into that. She's trying to get out. The door's been locked. Well, that's... Well, the fire exit's been chained. Dude, that's a massive health and safety issue. That is not something we should be bragging about or putting on TV. The fire exit door's been chained shut. Guys, we need to shut this show down. Right now, Blake's in the ring. What, for a feud? This is negligence on a level I have never seen by WWE. I mean, I'm sure there are other fire exits, but oh my God. And we're putting that on TV. Well, she should be fired. If she's chained that door shut, she's done, mate. This is Roger Jackson levels of incompetence. We chained the door shut. The fire exit door. Good for Jordan. Well, will you be saying that if there's a fire, eh? I mean, it's not really chained. It's not really. It's only a joke. They're just making it look like it's chained. Okay, we're building to the blindfold match. It did ruin that match, though, didn't it? I mean, we'll get the score up, shall we? So we just got a video package of how we've got to where we've got to with this. Blindfold match. Let's do it. I'm looking forward to this. What can they bring that's going to be different and innovative? What have they been working on at those house shows? Show me. We're doing an interview in the entranceway. How's your eyesight? I'm gonna need your energy. Wow, that's. I mean, it's interesting. They must have done this match, and it must really die if the crowd are not involved. So, I mean, when do you see an interview in the entranceway like that? And he's like, "I'm gonna need you guys. I'm gonna need your energy." And they're like, "Yeah!" It doesn't take much to fire up this crowd. You've only got to look at them, and they're like, "Yeah!" I don't blame him. I'd be the same. But, yeah, there we go. I need you. I need your help. And they're like, we're going to help you. We're going to do it. Ah! Well, there we go. Table has been set. That's stupid to give away your strategy. That's true, actually. That's true. Now Myles is like, oh yeah. Although maybe the crowd will lie to if Myles does it. They should. They should. They should lie. Did Blake win? No, because she sucks. It was Kelani. Couple of little moments in there. I like the single hand cartwheel from Kelani. That was nice. You know, we were doing a little bit of cooking. A little cooking. But it was very short. I mean, though, saying that, though, 25 minutes have gone already. We've done a promo and a match. It's been a lot of video packages, isn't there? Didn't need all those video packs. That took a long time, actually. The match was getting good, and then they ruined it, and health and safety has gone mad, said Curtis. Curtis, you're right, buds. You are right. I think it's cooked so far, even with the video packages, says David. Oh, yeah, I've enjoyed it. Suzanne said, Daze, Nate called it. Nate, what did Nate say? Nate said, what did you say, Nate? Hi, Leanne. That's what Nate said. Bum, 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 bum. Rest with Andy, hello. Daze, Myles is in my top 5 guys that could be a breakout star from this era of NXT. Oh, really? Who are the other 4? Or have you got one, or is give me another one? Who else have you got him? Who you guys can join in as well. Who have you got as being a breakout star? Spawny said, I have not seen anything from Blake Rumrow that makes her stand out from the other talent, said Spawny Boy. Sean said, I really thought they would lean into Myles not being able to hear. Oh, see. Plus his hearing deficit. They would have gone with using his other remaining senses. Well, I think they are doing that, aren't they? I mean, like, they're doing a blindfold match here and he can't hear because he's deaf. And he's not going to be able to see, so he can't lip read. Actually, this is more interesting than I thought. How is he going to hear the fans telling him if he's close? He's like, I need your energy. But how does that translate? Actually, I've not really given this the level of thought that it needed. He can't hear, and he's got a blindfold, so he can't see. He'll be able to see through the blindfold, won't he? The blindfold's not going to be thick, and like, I'm sure there's probably, you know, you can maybe just see enough through it, maybe. Otherwise, how is he going to do this match? Lexis is in there. This is going to be really interesting. Blindfold match. So here we go. Look, we've got the blindfold on. Myles has put his on. It's a black sack, exactly the same as Jake the Snake and Rick the Model Martel. The bell has sounded. Now, they have been doing this match on live events. So I think they've got a structure. Myles has already come out and said, I need your energy. And there's obviously going to be lots of these moments where they are just kind of throwing punches and there's no one there. But we're very quickly into the crowd cheering as they, yeah, there is going to be some fun little moments like this. It's obviously not a match that we do very often because it's bonkers, but boom, there we go. They found each other. They lock up. So not too long them being away from each other, but they'll do a little sequence and they'll lose each other again. Myles in the corner, though. He wanders out. Boom. And of course he's gone. He's long gone. Of course he has. Lexis King thrown in a punch. Myles has gone, but Myles is behind him. Grabs him. Drop kick. Drop kick. And now he's going to stumble over. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Kick out. Yeah, I mean, what they don't want to do, I think, is spend too long. Oh, why did he do a suicide? Why did he do a suicide dive? So he went to the outsides. I mean, if you're... Why did he bend down? I feel like he just jumped outside then, and I don't know why he did that. Now he's chopping the ring. Oh, my God. It's all going wrong for Lexis King. It's all going wrong. He's on the outside right now, runs into the ring steps, goes down. Crowd are laughing at him. They're enjoying him. They're trash talking him. We're on the outside of the ring right now. Into the barricades goes Lexis. Into the ring. I thought he was going to go into the edge of the ring there, but actually he ends up going into the actual ring. They throw him back in the ring. Drop kick, but Myles moves out the way. And right now we've got... Right now we got Myles in there. We got Lexis down. They're chanting yes as they're getting close to each other. Shots coming in. Big chop coming in there by Lexis. Scooping him up. And slams him down. Myles goes over into the corner. Elbow drop. He's always too slow with his follow-up, isn't he? Big knee there by Myles, but Lexis had moved out the way. It's going to be interesting to get people's scores on this. I think there's been some fun moments in this. Oh, super kick. Referee had to move out the way. Referee had to move out the way. Crowd are chanting no. A kick comes in. He falls over Myles. Now they're chanting yes as they're getting quite close to each other. They're both down on their hands and knees. Surely they could hear each other next to each other. There's no point having that logic, is there? There's no point. Shots coming in, back and forth. Chop coming in there, and again. Chops and shots coming in, going over against the ropes. Clothesline. Myles Borne, very clever to keep a hold of the arm. Clothesline, down he goes. Pick him up, clothesline, down he goes. Like, keep a hold of one of the limbs. He gets driven back in the corner there by Lexis. Referee coming in. Separating these two. He's trying to figure out who it is. He feels the face and feels that it's the ref. He was trying to explain, but he ended up poking the ref in the eye. Referee goes down. Lexis right now is going to capitalize. Low blow! Low blow, Lexis! Took the blindfold off. Swinging net breaker. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. And it's a win for Lexis King. Thanks to some cheating. And to be honest with you, that was okay. I don't think it's amazing, but it was okay. Obviously, there was a lot of fumbling around trying to find each other. Lots of missed elbows, drop kicks, as there should have been. But I don't mind that finish, and it didn't outstay its welcome. That was okay. Okay, right now we got Wren, we've got Charlie. I found you a partner, and it is Kendall Gray. I don't know what they're doing with no quarter catch crew anymore. I don't really know where this is going, but yeah, Kendall being involved, no great surprise there. It was a bit of fun, says Kader. David said it was a great match. How you said it was a bad match. Well, it's going to be interesting. Get your votes in. Charlie is getting funny lately, said Hawks fan. I thought the ending ruined the match. Oh, really? I don't know. I think they probably did everything you could do with it. There wasn't really anything that innovative in there. I do think it was a bit of a comedy match. You know, I mean, like, if you've got someone backed in the corner, you would hold them there. You'd have your hand on them so you could hit them, elbow them, drive your shoulder in. You don't stand there berating them like that, do you? I mean, that's nonsensical to do that. And then wait for a couple of minutes and then throw a shot, and of course they're long gone. So you've definitely got to look at it through the lens of being a comedic match. Yeah. Dinner States welcome to me. Fine. Not offended by it. So yeah, get your votes in. I think of all the matches we're going to score this week, this is going to be one that I'm going to try and give it a bit of time, actually. Really think about your score and what you thought about it, because it would be really good to get a good, accurate read of what people thought about that match. So we're going to let it... we're going to let that cook a little bit so we can get a good reading. Okay, 36 minutes in, and we are now at commercial break again. We know our next match is going to be... Our next match is going to be the tag match, women's tag match. Marlon said, do we think that the 2Ks are making the same game, same graphics, same design? I don't know, but I don't play it. I mean, I was under the impression this one was quite well received. Obviously, I don't think they're making the same game because we've never had the island before. I don't know really what the island is. I believe it's like quests or something, like challenges or something like that. Whether it's fun to be on the island, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure the core game is the same. There's not really too much you can change with the core game, I suppose. But I think they're trying to bring in, like, GM mode got brought in a little while ago. The island's been brought in, so... But I don't play it. I mean, the thing with video games is obviously it's a pretty big commitment of time. I mean, even with a game like that, which I don't know if there's quests and there's a completion. I mean, there's a single mode, a story mode, whatever, but... those games are probably a bit better for me that you can pick up, play, put back down again. But I think even with those games, you can put a lot of time into them because you might want to create a wrestler. You might want to do the story modes. There's a lot of aspects that you're going to want to get your teeth into with a game like that. So, I find it hard to find the time for it, to be honest. So I don't play them. But, yeah, I don't know. Are they the same? Alex said 2K25 is fire minus the island bleep. Oh, is it not good? Is it not good? Sean said a good wrestling show has got a little bit of everything. It's got some hard-hitting matches and technical matches, comedy matches, women's matches. It's got something for everyone, says Sean. Robert said the last WWE game I played and loved was 2006, SmackDown versus Raw. Curtis said, I like how they made that match short and sweet. The Islands isn't good, said Blake. It's very heavy on forget microtransactions. That's another reason as to why I've left the world of gaming. Forget microtransactions. Right. I'm excited for Kendall. She's really getting opportunity now. They clearly like her. Main character, Wren NXT sign. So, a lot of love for Wren. I think we've got a Kendall chant that's kind of breaking out, which is good. So, Wren and Kendall both in the ring. Charlie behind them. Okay, here come the Cullen. This could be fun. People really like Tatum. Izzy, I think, has really done some good stuff whilst being in the Cullen. I don't like them already being out there, though, you know. I think I would like it to be that the music kind of like builds, and then when it hits, out they come. Rather than them just standing there not doing anything, and then when the music hits, they just start walking forward. Like, I don't really understand that presentation. I don't really get it. Tatum, Izzy, women's tag match. I like their matching ring gear. I don't think we've seen that before, have we? Matching ring gear for Tatum and Izzy. Makes sense that those two wouldn't have matching ring gear because, of course, Wren didn't know they were going to be partners. Bella's sounded. Kendall has got a high school wrestling background. She was wrestling the boys in her school. Kinky. Going through the legs, lovely work, very quick, against the ropes, going over the other side, going underneath, trying to grab the leg. In comes Wren. Big chop there by Kendall. Shoulder barge, Kendall fired up. Yeah, more Kendall chants again. So Kendall chants breaking out. Her stock is on the rise. She is grabbing attention. Tatum in there now. Wren holding onto the rope. Gets out the way. Coming in. Shoulder barge. Going over the other side. Face first down she goes. Rolling her up. 2. Daze, was GoldenEye the last time you spent hours playing? No. Last game I put lots of time into was Fallout 3. Not when it came out. I got it probably during the pandemic, I would say. It's a game that I would love to finish, honestly, but I reckon I'm about 30% at best. But I really do enjoy that game. I like the environment. I like finding weapons. I like finding, ammo and, going off, doing your main quest, but you can go to other places, do side missions. There's loads of games like that. I'm sure that Red Dead Redemption's probably like that, and Grand Theft Auto's like that, but and Elder Scrolls and probably Legend of Zelda. There's probably loads of games like that, but I have not played many of those. But I do like the post-apocalyptic like environment, so Fallout for me is, I really do enjoy it. Not played New Vegas, not played Fallout 4. There's no point if I've not finished 3. But I do enjoy it. I just don't have the time, and it's really so disappointing. Kendall coming in, knocking down Tatum, and another big clothesline. Maybe when I retire, when I'm just too old to do this, and my voice has given in, and I, have to go to the toilet every 5 minutes, and streaming is just no longer really an option. There's younger people doing it better, then I'll and I have to call it quits. Then maybe I'll live a life of playing Fallout. Bang! Izzy goes down. Kendall in there. Tatum round the back looking for a suplex. I tell you what, this is flipping non-stop action at the moment. Wren is in. She goes round the back. Double underhooks. Lovely suplex. Really good. Really nice. Wren getting her on the shoulders. Tatum going back against the ropes. Springboarding, but Izzy tags in. Yeah, I think that's kind of caught Tatum off guard there, actually. Nice work there by Kendall too. Making the save. Making the save. In there, going over. Big boot there by Izzy. Picking her up. Powerbombing her down. 1, 2, 3. Wren gets pinned. Wren gets pinned. I've got to end the poll. So the poll has ended. It is good 90 for the blindfold match. So it's Wren that's pinned. Okay, number one contenders match coming up. Well, there we go. It sucks. GG Shotzi were released because Tatum was great with them, said BG. Jamming, said Metal Mamba. Yeah. Days, by the time someone will have invented a potty office jet, maybe that's it. Maybe you're right. Maybe at that point, there are solutions. I can just sit here and type AI voices if my voice is like, oh, hello everyone, I hope you're all well. It's not strong enough anymore when I'm old. Looking forward to WrestleMania 78 today. Like that. And I'm just wetting myself. Perhaps I can just use AI voices. Perhaps we'll get to a point where I can just think things and the AI voice will say it. That would be good, wouldn't it? Just sit here thinking things like that. The problem is, though, if I am going to be like really old, my reactions are obviously going to slow down. So you're going to have to wait 10 minutes. Something will happen and 10 minutes later I'll react to it. Someone comes back and I'm just sat here like this, processing it. And then 10 minutes later I'm like, oh! Vince is back. Like that. At WrestleMania 78. Edward said, Days, I love the Far Cry games. They're amazing. I finished Far Cry 6 for the third time. And I'm playing the RoboCop game. Is that one of those games where you have weapons and get like ammo and all that sort of stuff? Is that one of those games? Because I tell you, a game I did finish, Borderlands. Yeah. I finished Borderlands. This was before the channel existed, so, you know, go back to 2011, something like that. I can't remember when it came out, but I would say about that time. About 2011, 2012. Oh, no. Maybe 2013, actually. Because I was playing it when I lived in Ipswich. So I'm trying to think when I was there, and I think that was 2013 it was. 2013 I lived in Ipswich. So, yeah, I was playing it then with my then partner. And we would sit down, and great thing about Borderlands is you can have split screen. You're both working together to, like, you know, take on the game. Like co-op story. And it was really, I loved it. Flipping loved it. Honestly, gaming, I get it. I do get it. I think I do understand. It's not like I don't get it. I do get it. And those would be the games I would love to play. Those kind of big either single campaign. I'm not interested in Fallout running around trying to battle royal survive stuff. I could play it, but for me, like Last of Us, you know, I've never played it, but I've heard how good it is. And like it's an amazing story and all of that. So, single player campaigns or like co-op campaigns, that's up my street. Getting upgrades and better weapons and leveling up and taking on harder challenges and all that sort of stuff. So, Borderlands was awesome. Fallout, great. I always get bored with Grand Theft Auto because I just kind of forget what I'm meant to do and I just start driving around. So I'm just, 6 is just, it's not even worth it. It's not even, I don't even know where you start. You start in a prison or something. I don't even think I'll get out the prison. Here's Trick Williams. Talking about Homecoming. No Mercy. And Halloween Havoc. Let me break it down. I'm going to headline all 3 shows. I look like money. I feel like money. Yes. Yes. Preach. He is him. Okay, wow. Now we got Briggs and Ricky. They're just in the ring. No entrance. Oh, wow. I don't know how I feel about it. Part of me is like, well, that's good. Straight into it. But then part of me like, this should be the main event. Shouldn't it? Really? Shouldn't it? Yeah, it should. Briggs versus Saints. No entrances. That was sudden, said BC. It really was. It really was. Okay, over in the corner, back elbow there by Briggs. Ricky. Big kick. Come on, Ricky. Come on, Ricky. Ricky going up, looking for a DDT. No joy. Over in the corner. Gets... big side slam. 1, 2. Kick out by Ricky. Kick out by Ricky. Headlock being applied here by Briggs. Okay, shot coming in there by Ricky. Big shot coming back there by Briggs. Ricky working on the arm. Uppercut coming in. Briggs. It's being dragged over to the corner. Ricky is climbing up. Walking the ropes. Walking the ropes. Styling and profiling. We went old school. Under Ricky. Under Ricky. What are we doing? Ricky Strokes. Are they chanting Ricky Strokes? Ricky Strokes. Is that what they're doing? Why are they doing that? What's this about? Is that what they're saying? Ricky Strokes. Ricky Strokes. Pulling an Undertaker, said Suzanne. Blake said, today's NXT hasn't really been that good. Billy said, Daze, whoever loses, doesn't it make them look bad? This situation is a bit strange to me. Well, not really. I mean, these two are battling to figure out who's going to be next. I mean, if Briggs loses, to me, it just means that he's kind of next in line. So if Ricky wins this, it means that Briggs isn't next. Now, Briggs could get involved, of course, and not go away. He could stay in the mix. Or it could be that Inamura comes back and they just do a little something else, or maybe someone else steps up to Briggs, or... I quite like it, to be honest. I mean, I'm not looking for a triple threat match. I'm looking for singles matches. I think we've got two legit challengers here, so it just makes sense to put them in a match. Let's figure this out. Who is the number one contender? Who is it? Big boot coming in there by Ricky. Maybe Starks has got an OnlyFans. Maybe, well, we all have. Chop coming in. Who doesn't, eh? Shots coming in there by Ricky. Ricky goes down. Charging in. Again, Ricky throwing in some shots. Drop toe hold. Down he goes. Ah, bang, elbow. 1, 2, shoulder up. No joy. In my opinion, I think Ricky would do well on the main roster, says Harry. Sean said, this match should be main event. It is in a prime spot at the top of the hour, though. Probably a 2-match segment. Main, Ethan and Chelsea. Oh, have we got Ethan and Chelsea on this show, have we? I've missed that. I didn't even know Ethan and Chelsea were on this show. Right now we got Ricky in the middle of the ring. Crowd are bringing some energy. I mean, what you can say about this crowd are a community. They are definitely a community. They know each other. They are quite happy dancing and singing in each other's presence. I see a lot of the same faces each week. That girl in the front row that looks like flipping Lily. I see her all the time. I even see her at Evolve. Briggs on dropkick there to Saints. Far Cry is one of those games. You also get a crocodile or an alligator as your pet. Far Cry 6 was amazing, says Edward. I think I'd like it. You still suck is the chant. Big forearm shot coming in. You still suck. You still suck. You still suck. Kick coming in there by Briggs. Briggs very much in control at the moment. Ricky Saints is down. A few boos there for Briggs. It does sort of feel a little bit like the crowds are disconnected with the match. I sort of feel like they're chanting and whatever, but... Oh, big elbow. Briggs is trash talking Ricky. Few boos there for Briggs. I think I'd like to see Ricky, like, you know, trying to get the crowd on his side, like banging the mat, like trying to get them to clap along, like encourage him. That's good though. The crowd are cheering as he throws in these shots. Briggs has got Starks over the other side, gets the rope. Lovely speed, Saints. Oh, got mucked. 1, 2. Just gets the shoulder up. Let's end that poll, shall we? Wren Kendall against the Cullen. We know the Cullen were victorious. Match quality not there tonight for you guys. You lot said that was good 95. Opening match was just good 91. Okay, that last match was better. In the corner goes Ricky. Ricky goes down. Ricky's opponent should be going for the throat. It's still got to be very prone to damage, said V85. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Kick out there by Ricky. Kick out by Ricky. Ricky still grounded. Right now, we've got Ricky over in the corner going over the other side. Into that middle turnbuckle. Ricky, 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 Ricky. Ricky over the other side, over, ducking underneath, picking up some speed. And he does kind of slides. Oh, big shot coming in there by Ricky. And again. Another big shot coming in there by Ricky is unloading on Briggs. Briggs in the corner. Ricky explodes out. Clothesline. He's digging deep. Tell you what, he's been going toe-to-toe, though, with Briggs. Duck underneath, over the other side. Crossbody nails him. Down goes Briggs. He's trying to pick him up. Trying to lovely driver by Ricky. 1, 2... Okay. We're finding ways in. We're finding ways in. Apparently, Punk has taken a Pop Rocks at a live show earlier today. Up on the shoulders. Shot coming in there by Briggs, going over against the ropes. Big boot coming in there by Saints. Big shot coming in there by Briggs. And again. Looking for a shot coming into the midsection. And again. Down goes a big boot there by Briggs. Oh, knee to the back there by Briggs. That was good. Against the rope. Big boot there by Briggs. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, that felt quite close. We've had a nice driver spot, and I really like that spot. That boot was great. He does a really great big boot, Briggs. And shoulder up. Ricky is an amazing talent, but his run has been a bit mid so far, said Sean. Definitely missing something. Okay, right now we've got Starks being picked up and lands on his feet. Round the houses. Nice. Oh, look at that Inzaguri. Briggs goes over against the ropes on the shoulders. He's trying to pick him up. Nah, he couldn't do it. Oh, spear there by Saints. Ricky going to the outside. He's going up top. The crowd are with him. Ricky up top. Elbow misses. Briggs moves out the way. He's going to look for a big choke slam. Gets it. Briggs. 1, 2. Oh. I did wonder if he was going to kick out there. He left it pretty late. Yeah, I think there's been some nice moments in this match. I think there's been some good moments. The elbow missed. Big choke slam. We had a nice driver. Crowd are chanting, this is awesome. To be honest, this crowd have not gone to this is awesome as quick as what we saw the other day. I think, was it Heatwave? They were chanting this is awesome as people were making their way to the ring. Shot coming in there by Ricky. Elbow coming back there by Briggs. Ricky goes back to the corner. Briggs charging in. Big boot. Ricky out the way. Over against the ropes. Round the houses. Oh, lovely. He's going to look to put the big man away. He goes up into a DDT and he gets it. Saints. Surely not. 1, 2. Oh, it did. I didn't think a DDT would put him away, but a DDT did put him away. Ricky Saints gets the win, and it's clean. Oh, my God, a clean win. Oh, my God, what is this? A clean win. There we go, Briggs. Your time is not quite now. Let's go. No mercy. The match is made for No Mercy. We're backstage with Lola. Is that Maybelline? Maybe it's Maybelline. Oh my God, I love this. Ruca, Vice City. Here's Jada. Here's Lash. Delulu? You're Delulu? Okay, look, oh yeah, look, we've got Ariana and we've got Stacks. Zaria's curling Lola. What is it? Obafemi. Obafemi, I'm coming for you. Oba's music hits and Ricky Saints loves it. Yes. The hell is happening backstage? Oh, it's all going on. Here comes the ruler. Here comes the ruler. Here comes the ruler. Ruler, 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 ruler. Dollar, dollar. Ruler, ruler. Maybe it's Maybelline. But there we go. We got a Maybelline shout out. That's all I needed. I'm not going to lie. Your grunts do get me hype, said Brother Man. That's why I do them. I grunt for this community. It's basically my job. It's basically my job. I've seen Jada. I give this a 10. 10. 10. I think it's a good show. Well, I've enjoyed it. I mean, we are well into hour 2, and this thing feels like it's been going about 15 minutes. Blindfold match was what it was. I know it's not to everyone's taste, but I don't know. My expectations were not that high for a blindfold match. I've seen them before, and they are challenging. They're going to be a lot of fumbling around in the dark, aren't they? So I thought it was fine for what it was. Opening match was very short. Probably short enough where it didn't offend. I enjoyed Rendell. I mean, that's Ren and Kendall. I enjoyed Rendell. The Rendell match was good. And I enjoyed the Ricky Briggs match as well. So, been all right, mate. Anything essential? Well, Ricky Saints is now the #1 contender. Outside of that, probably nothing essential. Jared said, God help Oba doing the entrance dance at the WrestleMania ramp. Oh, everyone will be joining him. It'll look sick. Take him ages to get to the ring, but he can't be any slower than The Undertaker. Blindfold match was garbage, said Brian. Brian didn't enjoy it. But Draco said, I didn't mind the blindfold match. Ricky Saints' finisher is the Rochambeau, said BG. Right, we are at commercial break. We should be going back very soon. Ricky was in the ring. I just called them Rendell. Guys, they're literally watching the stream. This has just dropped 14 seconds ago. Rendell. Oh, you can't hear it. You couldn't hear that because I took the sound off. I was just sat here thinking you could hear it. It was really funny. If you want to hear... I'm going to start doing that now. If you want to hear that, then make sure you watch the Talking Points video after. Because I'll play it again for you. That's what I'm going to start doing now. Teasing things like that. Okay, Ricky's in the ring. Oba's made his way down. You barely made it out of Heatwave. You can't be the ruler forever. September 20th. That's when it is. It's like 4 weeks. I'm going to end the terror. Yes. Yes. Ricky Saints making it very clear that this reign of terror is coming to an end. I see fear. I don't see fear. That's a long way away. He's very compelling, isn't he, with his promos, Oba? Oh, hello. Oh, God, what do these boomers want? What do these boomers want? Here's Dark State. Dun 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 bum bum bum. Ah, we're promoing. Is that Dion? They're setting their sights on Oba. Hey, you can see their new side plates. Saquon. Okay, looks like we're going to have a bit of a battle. Here we go. Big brawl. Big brawl. The numbers are not with Oba and Ricky, though. Oh, here comes some numbers. Hank and Tank. Yeah, Hank and Tank. Let's go. Chaos. Carnage. Hank and Tank have come down. Dark State are in there. Not for long, though. Clothesline to the outsides. Well, I wonder what that's going to lead to. No Cutler innuendo, said Hawks fam. Ah, speed advert. Six superstars have had the need for speeds. Okay. Championship matches are 5 minutes. But the tournament matches are only 3 minutes. Full speed ahead. Let's go. Oh, hello, Ava. Yes. Oh, here we go. Oh. Okay. Oh. Interesting. It's going to be nice seeing Zaya Brookside back. I don't know the AAA talent, but Candice is involved. And we're going to try and figure out who that #1 contender is for Soul Ruca. Right, here's the Hervis. Here's Chelsea Green. Here's Ethan Page. Here is Team Canada. Team Canada making their way down to the ring. Not as much love for Chelsea. There are salutes, but Heatwave were going mental for her. Okay, so Alba's in the ring. Okay, Alba's in there. She's got a smile on her face. They've upped the time limit to 5 minutes. Well, I don't know. Were the championship matches not 5 before? The normal matches are 3, and then they said championship matches will be 5. Were championship matches 3 or 5? I don't know. I don't have the answers. Right, we are at commercial break. Participants. Boom. Who cares about Team Canada? I've had enough of that. Back when Brett declared war on America, said Suzanne. Suzanne is not having this. Forget it. Nonsense. Well, you've got to just put up with it a little bit longer. Just a little bit. How many commercials are there, says the champ? A lot. Daze, the championship matches for the Speed Championship was always 5, says Adam. Right, thank you. Thanks. Nathan said, I'm literally standing and saluting. Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Oh my God, breaking news, said William. My old lady just announced that I can watch Jade Cargill matches again. She will be monitoring my boner though, and if I pop word, I break my probation. That is my once a month reading of a William Hensey comment. I only do it once a month. And there we go. That is August sorted. Right. I feel like the Speed Championship is the WWE equivalent of a participation medal, said V85. Steve said, are we going to hear from Tony tonight? Well, it would be nice if we did. I would certainly like some answers. I don't know about you. Okay, great for the Ricky match. Great 61. You lot enjoyed it. Okay. Next we've got Alba, haven't we? She's in it. I can't remember who she's facing. Did it say on the preview? No. Okay, well, Alba's in action, but literally no one knows who against. South Park said it best. Blame Canada, said Jeremy. Tony Khan will not be on NXT, said Corey. Right, Corey, thank you. Adam said, why does your heading above matches on the bottom of the screen say Heatwave? It's just because it's still set up from Heatwave, that's all. It's no big mystery, to be honest. It's just this is our NXT screen, and it's still saying it from the weekend, so... Mystery solved. Daze, I had a thought. Is Tony with Seth, as it could be that Seth has walked into the restaurant? Well, maybe, Stephen. That would be quite a development if Tony has made his way to Seth's group. Shows up in Paris. I mean, Paris is very close to Italy. Very close. Certainly closer than Orlando. Okay, we are back to the action. We are just seeing International Drive. Look at that. I've been on there many times. I haven't been on that wheel. It wasn't there when I was there. I believe that used to be a shopping complex. And I have been to that shopping complex. I've been on that road. I've been in that area many times. And I hope to again in the future. Florida is my home from. Orlando is my home from home. Okay, No Mercy NXT Championship match has been announced September 27th. Lola is taking on Jacy Jayne at No Mercy as well. Zaya Brookside said, I'm going to NXT. Zaya is excited. Oh, let's go. Tyra May Steele. Oh, look, that kid's. Yeah, I feel like Tyra's getting a bit more love here than... I tell you why she lost. She didn't do the mean mug. She didn't do it when at Heatwave. Is she going to do it here? Bad camera angle. That camera angle sucks. Nah, she didn't mean mug again. What the flip? She's going to lose. On the edge of the ring where she's standing there holding up her medal, she's just like smiling. But down in Evolve, she'll then like drop the facial expression and like stare at the camera like quite intense. Okay, right now, I tell you what I've noticed about Tyra May Steele. She's got very powerful thighs and buttocks. Her buttocks and thighs are very powerful. She look at that. Oh, just throws Alba. And she's looking outside the ring, trash talking, going over. Kick coming in. Oh, Alba goes down. Tyra grabbing the legs. I don't think she should do the gator roll. I don't think it's a good looking move. It's really hard to translate what that's actually achieving. Yeah, she likes the bow and arrow, and it's a good move, and it looks good. Bow and arrow's good. Alba's in real trouble. Oh, she gets thrown. Tyra getting back up. Alba down on her hands and knees, going over. Tyra coming over, grabbing her, looking for a suplex, but she's holding on to that rope. Back elbow coming in there by Alba. And again. Tyra goes back, kick coming in. Tyra goes to the outsides. Look at Ethan. Ethan's like, ooh. Tyra went to throw a shot there on Chelsea. Suicide dive there by Alba. Alba grabbing Tyra, looking to get her back into the ring. Alba getting back in as well. Going for the cover. One. Kick out. One count. Alba in control now. Standing on the hair of Tyra May Steele. Kicks coming in there by Alba, and again stomping away. Ooh, makes she stood on her head. There's a slight secret her, this champ. Over in the corner goes Tyra. Alba collides into her, throws Tyra down. She's still keeping a hold of the hair. Knee going into the back. Tyra down again as a knee comes down there by Alba. Tyra is still down, but this time Tyra moves out the way. She's trying to get up to her feet. Blocks the shot. Shot to the midsection there by Tyra. Another block. Another shot coming in. She's finding a way back up. She's got really quick reflexes. Bang, bang. Knee to the midsection. Going over in the corner. Tyra goes up. Oh, look at that. Booty to the face. Classic. Going up, perched. I don't even know what she was trying for there. If it was a splash, it was not well executed. Knee coming in there by Albert. Looking for a DDT. 1, 2. Mate, she just spiked Tyra May Steele. Absolutely spiked her. Elba and Piper are going to end up splitting up and they're going to have a war, said V85. Right now, trying to get back up. Chop coming in there by Alba. Tyra goes down to her knees. Looking for a backslide. No. Reversing. Clothesline. Duck underneath. Looking for a German. Gets it. Gets it. It's a little snap German. Ankle lock, ankle lock, ankle lock, in by Tyra. Ankle lock, middle of the ring. Albert trying to get over to the ropes. Ethan's grabbed a... Tyra stamps on Ethan's hand. Kick there by Albert, roll up by Tyra. 2, gets it. Tyra wins. Wow, that's a good win for her. Chelsea from behind. Chelsea with Tyra, chucks her out the ring. Tavian having a go at Chelsea. Oh, she went for a slap. Tavian blocked it. Ethan's going to come in. There he is. Boom. From behind. And now Ethan unload him. It's the numbers. It's the numbers game. Looking for a twisted grin. And they're kind of making Tyra May Steele watch. Now we're getting out the Canadian flag. And it's going to be draped over the lifeless body of Tavian Heights. Look at that. This heated rivalry between America and Canada, when's it going to end? When's it going to end? This is just like what the Iron Sheik was doing back in the 1980s. Dark, dark stuff. Here's Hank and Tank. Honk, honk. I wasn't done, says Ava. After you have your 8-man tag next week, then we can talk about titles. Thank you, Ava. Thank you, Ava. Thank you. We're just in downtown Orlando. William said Tyra could be Ronda Rousey booked as a heel. How long we got? Half an hour. That's all. I miss Iron Sheik's random F. Hulk Hogan tweet, said Alex. They're promoting Unreal again. They promoted this the other day. I don't know why they're trying to push this again. It's old. Make some new episodes. Did you see Ice Williams was released? Oh, no, I didn't. Was he? Was he? Was he? He only attacks Sean Legacy last week. So I feel like there's a match we've not seen of Ice Williams. I wonder why they let him go. That's interesting. So WWE Unreal, just getting a little bit of a promotion, but coming up next, it's Fatal Influence taking on Ruca Vice City. Right, 6-woman tag up next. Jordan Oasis has gone as well. Really? I've missed all this. I've missed it all. I'll have to catch up with it after. My dad met the Sheik in the 90s in an elevator, said Alex. Really? Did they kiss? I'm excited about Bailey Humphries, says William. Yeah, she does look exciting. She does look exciting. Okay, Alba against Tyra. We've got the poll up, haven't we? Do you know, there's so much that happens. It's like, right, what do I need to do? I kind of find from the NXT streams, I'm like, have I done the poll? Have I recorded that? Have I got the winners? Am I up to date with my folder? So much to try and remember. Just comes at you. Pa, 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 pa. Pa, 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 pa. Got to be on it. No. But my dad did say he was a funny guy in real life. Days this Saturday, I might go to Griffith, Indiana, St. Mary, Hildebrandt to see Backbreaker Wrestling. Don't do it, Carmen. Don't do it. Have you heard, Carmen, that there was a son of an MMA fighter that jumped in the ring and threw like some real punches, and like really everyone's really upset? Apparently, that happened at Backbreaker Wrestling, so they've been cancelled. So you can't go. You can't go to that, buds. It's been cancelled. Apparently, there's been some really moody things that have happened in Indiana. It's all over Twitter. He jumped in the ring. You might have seen it. He was live streaming, and he was like, "I'm gonna F him up. I'm gonna F this guy." And then he got up, got in the ring, and he was like, "Pop, pop, 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 pop," like that, and he wouldn't stop. Pop, 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 pop. And I think at one point he goes, "I hate ARW Pro," like that. ARW Pro, ARW Pro, like that. It's a really bad look for them. So, yeah, a lot of drama in Indiana. You should probably move. You probably have got to move. I think you've got to leave. That's what's happening. So, yeah, Carlin, I don't know. Brokeback Mountain Wrestling, says Corey. I've not seen that promotion, but it might do some numbers. Right. Wasn't Backbreaker, it was Nox Pro, said Tribal List. Yeah, same thing, to be honest, but same thing. Same thing. Right, we have got just a few moments to go. Then we're going to be back. We've got the 6-woman tag. Is this our main event? Or not? Have we got another match? Is there a match we've not had yet? Let's have a look. No. We've had all the matches that have been advertised, so perhaps this is our main event. How do we feel about that? I feel great. Harvey said, Daze, here's a good question. I was in Manchester watching Road to Clash in Paris. Finn was acting shady. Same last week in Birmingham. Do you think he'll turn on Dom? I don't know if he turns on Dom or Dom turns on him, but there is clearly issues that are being teased, yes. So it does feel like there's something cooking. I mean, there feels like there's something cooking between Roxanne and Liv, and there feels like there's something cooking between Finn and Dom. It feels like Dom and Liv against Roxanne and Finn is probably a match that we're building towards. Somewhere. Somehow. Right, we're backstage with Fatal Influence. Here's Jazmyn. Jazmyn is going to bring another title back. Oh. Oh. Jazmyn says that she wants the speed title. Jacy says no. If anyone's going to get it, it's going to be Fallon. She's like, but I've never even been champ. She's like, yeah, there's a reason for that. Does anyone know that? I don't know the reason. I just don't think she's had much opportunity, to be honest. I just got my tickets for Halloween. How did you? Have a lovely time. Enjoy yourself. You've got to go in fancy dress. Go as William. Kenny said, it's not funny what happened. The Sun Rampage is disturbing, says Kenny. Well, there are going to be some very serious repercussions. Right, here's Lola. Scooby-Doo outfit, yes. I don't think anyone's ever done that. I don't think anyone's ever done that. That would be what I like to call original. Yes. I'd like to see more of Jazmyn. Pervert. Daze, I've managed to meet Roxanne and I gave her a hug. Pervert. What is going on in the chat today? Duran said Rampage's son should be blackballed. Pervert. Guys. What's with all the kinky comments? What's going on? 3 in a row. And not a single William Hensey comment included. Right, here is Zaria and Ruca. Ah, we've even got Lola enjoying herself in the ring. Doing a little swim. Da-na-na. The Miz, Joe Hendry happened at Manchester, said Adam. It did. It did. I saw him in the ring. I didn't see the match or anything, obviously, but I'm sure I could find it. Oh, mate. Here we go. No one talk to me. I've got to listen to this song. I wish Def Rebel would release an album full of these kinds of songs, and it would be so good. I'll take away this rain. This might be the best theme for a female faction ever. I've said it. Come here. Come here. I hope this group never split up. I don't even know what that is, but I'm loving it. Love it. That's it. NXT, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Well done, everyone. Well done, everyone. Great work. NXT, 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 NXT. That's it. Done, mate. Done. Best part of the week. The only reason I watch wrestling, I wasn't even a wrestling fan. I only started watching wrestling late last year. As soon as I saw a clip online that was Fatal Influence and their entrance music, and I was like, my God, that's so good. And so I started watching wrestling, and I've just really enjoyed it ever since. It's really good. Although none of it is as good as the Fatal Influence entrance. Right, next week we have got some matches happening, so that's good, isn't it? We got the 8-man tag match. We've got the speed first round match. Candice takes on Zaria. That'll be good. And Lash Legend against Jada. That might be good, actually. Lash, listen, she did well against Nia. Jada's not a small girl. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? She's got a bit of height. She's got a bit of power, yeah? She's not like this little wispy thing, you know? That theme was playing in my head all day at work, said Hawks fan. I think it might be the best thing Def Rebel's ever done. It's a rare Def Rebel dub. They have had some dubs. Let's not act like they don't. They have had some dubs, but it is a rare Def Rebel dub. It's crazy how Fatal Influence's main member was Fallon and then they switched to Jacy. Has that ever happened before? Was it Fallon? I always felt like those two, to answer your question, I can't think of an example, but I think when DX got together, Shawn was clearly bigger than Triple H, and then Triple H took over when Shawn got injured. But that's different, isn't it? That's different. Because they weren't both in the same group at the same time. But was Fallon the spotlight? I mean, she is the bigger character on the graphic of the theme song. So that is true. I sort of felt like they were about the same and Jazmyn was a very distant third. But, I don't know, you make a good point about, like, have we had, like, a faction where the leader of that faction sort of shifts and then, like, someone else kind of takes lead? I can't think of any examples. I can't think, I mean, like, Shield's never really had a leader. I always thought it was Ambrose, but never really established that. New Day. Not that I can think of. William said, can I hang out in your lap for the rest of the show? I'm sitting behind a green screen. Oh, well, I don't have a green screen, so I don't know where you are, but this is Telford. This is Telford going into Market Drayton here, so it's just a live shot. And obviously we tend to stream at the same time, hence why the sun's always going down, so... yeah, I don't know where you are, but... Sean said, you've just jinxed them. After you said you hope they never break up, Jacy has disrespected Jazmyn. She might turn and it might be tonight. If they break up tonight, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry and I'm going to stop watching wrestling. Well, I might watch Backbreaker Wrestling with Carmen. Right, Sunday. Guys, I don't know if you've heard, but we are going to do the watch-along. I gave it some thought, and I'm like, yeah, go on. So, we're clashing in Paris. Oh, we should trash the place, actually. If we're clashing in Paris, let's destroy it. Let's riot. It's a dump, anyway. Over against the ropes. Right, we are underway, and we've only got 16 minutes, so this is our main event. Dots Luchador said we want them to break up. Not like Judgment Day, who keep flipping teasing it for years. They changed leaders, didn't they? But he got kicked out. I mean, it was Edge, wasn't it, at first? Who's the leader now? Finn. Is it Finn? Is it Liv? Is Judgment Day an example of leaders changing? Have a think about it. Let me know. Fallon felt like the leader to me, especially with the North American Championship. That's a good point. She was usually in the middle when they did the entrance. And she is the biggest one on the graphic. It's a good point with the mid-card title. I think because Jacy had been in Toxic Attraction and had had quite a lot of spotlight, I never really viewed her as being that far behind, if behind. I kind of viewed him as being like pretty level pegging. But I hear you about the mid-card title. Interesting. Jazmyn. Over. Slammed. It does feel like Liv was leader after Finn, but now it feels like Dom, said Dr. Lucha Lala. Big Time said, usually I have a lot of praise for NXT. And shoulder up. Jared said, what about Nation of Domination? Farouk, then Rock took over. That's not a bad shout, actually. That's not a bad shout. But there was a story about them kind of battling for the leadership, wasn't there? And The Rock kind of making out that he wasn't going to take over. But yeah, I can hear that. I can vibe with that. I think that's a good shout, Jared. I've hearted it, Jared. Oh, I need to end this poll as well. Bang! Jazmyn goes down. Okay, so Albert, Tyra, you lot said was good 93. Lola's in there. 1, 2, 35, 57. Yeah, good 93. Here comes Jacy. Jacy does feel big time to me now. She does feel big time. Circling rounds. But you've got to change the match. Okay. Thank you. 6 ladies. 6 lovely ladies. Charging over against the ropes, looking for a hip toss. No joy. Going down, grabbing the leg, grabbing the arm. 1. Oh. Up, coming in. Quick kick coming in there by... Ooh, big shot coming in there by... Lola. Off the ropes in there with Jacy. These two obviously are going to be facing at No Mercy. So we're just getting a little glimpse. Just a glimpse. Just a taste. I think Jacy gets past Lola. I think they might want Lola to have a run with the title, though. Down she goes. Against the ropes goes Fallon. 1. Just a 1 count. I don't think this should have main evented. For me, this should have been Ricky against Briggs. This match, it doesn't mean anything. Sol Ruca. Kick coming into the midsection. Did you know the first email that WWE sent announcing pre-sale for WrestlePalooza said that Cena would face someone he's not faced in 10 years, but then the second email, they had removed that. I knew about the first bit, but I didn't know it had been removed. What does it just say? Just that Cena's going to be on the show. Surfboard. She had... that didn't really achieve a great deal. Big knee coming in there by Sol. Sol going up into the ring, going over against the ropes over... Jacy. Jacy getting involved. Sol Ruca down. And that we've got a Mexican wave... Laney watching on. They like to push this Laney Reid, don't they? I don't really get it. I don't really see it at the moment, but I might see it one day. Jacy is in control. We do have a Mexican wave. Jacy on the outside, dancing away. If you start a Mexican wave in a sporting event, I would like to have a word with you. Some people don't like Mexican waves, do they? Find it disrespectful. Laney Reid just doesn't do it for me, said Big Time. She's very generic. Okay, we've got Seven Nation Army chant breaking out as I believe are we at commercial break? Feel like we just had a little commercial thing. Yeah, we are. She loves dancing away, doesn't she, Jacy? Da, 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 da. Another kick coming in. Jazmyn in control. I think Fallon is the better wrestler, looks like the leader, and is more credible. Jacy strengthens her mic skills and confidence, but the title feels a little out of her league, said Big Time. Cartman said, Daze, the next ARW Pro that I might go to is September 13th. Isn't that the same day as something? September 20th is WrestlePalooza, but is there something on the 13th? You might not be able to, Carmen. There might be some WWE event going on. So I'll have a look. Knee coming in there by Fallon. 13th. No, you're absolutely fine. There isn't anything. You can go. You can go. Oh, Sol Ruca face first. September 13th is Canelo Crawford. Right. Thank you. We'll be doing that. No, Carmen, you can't go. I need your view. If you love this channel, yeah, then you wouldn't leave us. Right now, Jazmyn looking for a suplex. 1, 2. Should WWE sign Izzy now? She's 21, said not JPEG. Depends how good she is. Depends if she's good. If she goes to a tryout and she's good enough, then yeah, of course. But I would not sign her just because of who she is. The last thing I need is to keep hearing about that week after week after week after week. That is going to get... It's already old. Sol Ruca working on the arm. Jazmyn goes back against the corner. In comes Fallon. James said you can't love the channel when you only show up for half an hour on a Tuesday. Well, James, I still appreciate that half an hour, to be honest. I mean, that half an hour does work wonders for watch time. Jacy with Lola. I'm not a picky man. ARW Pro is also scheduled for the 2nd September this year at the Bulldog Park. I mean, that sounds like the one you should go to be honest. Sol in the corner. We've got 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes to go. This match underway. Big Shot coming in. And again. Over against the ropes goes Sol. She is up. Fatal Influence working together. Slam down boob first. Oh! The truth is the truth, says James. 1, 2. Oh, well, that felt close to a 3. Jacy with a crotch chop. Sol going over into the corner. Kick coming into the midsection. Hey, do you know what match will be good one day? Jacy versus Fallon. That'll be good. I'm down for that. Let's figure this out, shall we? Who's the real leader of this group? Well, it is Jacy, but who's the better wrestler? Let's sort it out once and for all. One girl goes to the main roster. The other one gets released. Jacy versus Fallon. Clotheslines there by Zaria. Big boot. Oh, Fallon into the corner. Goes into Jacy. Zaria collides into them. Jacy in the middle. Duck underneath. Kick coming in. Down goes Zaria. Oh, double suplex. Zaria is in. That tag was hot, mate. That tag was hot. WWE is reportedly embarrassed about the Ozzy Osbourne comments made by Becky Lynch on Raw. Really? Well, they're probably embarrassed now that Kelly has spoke out about them. There's just not a good way of spinning them, is it? That's coming from Wrestling Observer. 1, 2. I mean, that is going to blow it more out of proportion, isn't it? I don't think she meant anything bad by it. I do think it was a bit soon. We did say that at the time. The interest in Fatal Influence will decrease once Lainey joins. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even get a name right. You're correct. Harvey said, Daze, here's a question. If you was John and you know your run's coming to an end, who do you want to face before it comes to an end? Well, he doesn't choose, apparently. He just says line them up and I'll, face them. I mean, if I was John, I obviously want to face, some great... I mean, if there's a big name I've not faced, I'd want to tick that off. But I don't think there is. I mean, has he faced Seth? Yeah, of course he has. I'm trying to think, has he faced Seth? And yeah, of course he has, but SummerSlam. So, I think he's faced them all. He's faced Roman. He's faced AJ. I mean, he can't really face Sammy, but I don't think Sammy's that big. So, I don't know. Big name-wise, mate. I mean, Gunther, obviously. Bron Breakker. These are ones for the future. So, we're probably dealing with those. Oh, big boot. Oh, mate. Her Pele kick is so good. Do you know what? I can find myself being like, yeah, Jazmyn's all right. And then she'll do that Pele kick, and I'm like, 1, 2, Lola down. So, yeah, if I was John, I'd like to face, I think, Trick Williams or Oba or Javon. I feel like those guys are going to do well when they get to the main roster. Maybe I'd want to face Bron Breakker. Don't know. I personally wouldn't. I don't find him that interesting. Sol Ruca on the outside. Spear by Zaria. Spear. Ooh. Fallon almost hit Jazmyn. Jazmyn down. Soul Snatcher to Jazmyn. Fallon. Marked. 1, 2, 3. Miscommunication, mate. Miscommunication. Hello, young lady. What's your name? Miscommunication. Well, there was bodies everywhere. That's all I know. Bodies everywhere. Let's get scores, shall we? All right, we're just having a look on the outsides. Few words between Jacy. Soul Snatcher has got to be my favourite move, said Be Serious. Did the music end? I think the music reached the end. Do you think there's any validity to the rumour Edge, who AEW's contract ends in October, could be seen as final opponent? I've not heard that. The rumours are Gunther. Oh, look, Fallon and Jazmyn are arguing. There are big problems, real dramas. I just wish everyone would get along. Thank you for joining. Thank you for having me, Netflix. Thank you. Really enjoyed myself. Thank you, Netflix. So lovely being back watching it at a proper time again. Not like that nice time that works well for the Europeans, but a proper time for us Americans. It's nice. It's nice, it's better. I feel more awake. Yesterday was too early for me. I just don't work on that time zone anymore. This is the time zone I work on, yeah? I am a real American, watching the wrestling during the night. I am a real American. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da. No, Tony said cadet. That is true. No, Tony. Soul is great, said Jeremy. Carmen said, I'm giving NXT an 8. Sam Deman said, NXT was actually great. AB said, the first hour dragged. I did miss most of it. Dr. Luchlala, shout out to you. Trini, good night. And she's sending some love to William. I had a blast yesterday. We yeeted for 20 minutes straight after the show. Listen, what you do in your personal life stays in your personal life, yeah. Major miscommunication. Fatal influence. Have we got any pictures of them arguing? Because I'm gonna need that. They were arguing after the match. 7 out of 9. 7 out of 9. It was Lola pinning Fallon, wasn't it? Lola pinning Fallon. Guys, you better watch this NXT talking. What's the point in me doing it? And I'm gonna be so informative. I've got so much to talk about. These hints of fatal influence coup, are they long term? Said this person. Well, they've been going for a while. I think it's already long term at this stage. Right. Daze Corey Jade wearing OnlyFans designed bikini and posting pictures of flexing her chest. It's sad to see that this is the road she went down. Listen. You go down the road you choose. And if this is the road that she's chosen, if she's chosen to turn her back on the Lords, then so be it. If she's decided to not listen to the words of Jesus Christ anymore, then that's up to her. I wish her all the very best. Also, don't forget, guys, you can subscribe to my OnlyFans. The things I do on there. Not even borderline illegal, actually illegal. Actually illegal. Very reasonably priced, though. To be fair, she's going to be making a lot more than she would in the Indies, said Be Serious. Yeah, but how much does a soul cost? Think about that. And on that bombshell, I'm going to go. So, Daze, I've been told that you're wearing lingerie. Oh, yeah, I love the feel. Is that weird? I don't think so. It's nice to be comfortable. Yeah, and it's nice to feel supported as well. Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot for joining. Appreciate the support. I'm going to go and do this video, and you better watch this video. Yeah, I'm a content creator that creates content. I don't just do this for lols. Right? Thank you. And we are back tomorrow for Evolve. So another live stream tomorrow, you crazy cats. Right, thanks a lot, and see you again next